So you join us as the national flags of Portugal and France are unveiled on the centre of the pitch. Fireworks shoot into the sky ahead of what could be a second thrilling game at Euro 2024 today. Alongside me, Hugh Wizencroft and Joe Shannon, is Darren Bent, the former England striker. Let's dive into the team news. We've got more fireworks, as you can hear, going off. France, who beat Austria, drew with the Netherlands and Poland in their group before their 1-0 win over Belgium in the last 16. One enforced change, Adrien Rabiot suspended, so Real Madrid's Eduardo Camavinga comes in, and Marcus Thuram dropped in the forward line. Randall Kolo Muani comes in. Does that mean that Kylian Mbappe will be playing through the middle tonight?
Yeah, potentially, but I think he looks more comfortable off the left. I mean, there's so many intriguing battles, as you said there, Hugh. I mean, the likes of Camavinga, who I'm a big fan of, I mean, he's fantastic. I mean, at Real Madrid, in there with Tchouaméni and N'Golo Kante, that battle there between those three midfield players, and Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes and Paulinho, I think it's going to be key to who wins this game. And honestly, after that game we've just seen, I am so pumped about this game coming up.
Emmanuel Petit, by the way, joined us talking about his beloved France on Euro Game Day Drive yesterday. Didier Deschamps has responded to some of the critics, the negativity. He says, I know it's more exciting to win 5-4, that's for sure. The critics are there to do their job. It's been part of my daily life, and it won't stop me living in peace, essentially, he said. Have France bored you so far?
They haven't bored me, but I would have expected a lot more. But this is the way France win big tournaments. They've done it before. They've never played that free-flowing football. I would have liked to see Giroud come in today and then Mbappe off the left, but still, I cannot wait for this game, Hugh.
Cristiano Ronaldo was in tears after the penalty shootout. In fact, his penalty miss a little bit earlier on against Slovenia in the previous round for Portugal. They had wins over Turkey and Czechia before defeat by Georgia in the group phase. As the two teams walk out onto the pitch, are you surprised that Ronaldo starts for Portugal?
Absolutely not. I mean, he's going to start every single game. As long as he's not injured, Roberto Martinez will pick him every single game, and it's going to be interesting. They're going to need him up against Upamecano and William Saliba, two very good centre-halves. Ronaldo's going to have to be patient. He might not see a lot of the ball, but when he gets the opportunity, we know what he can do. He would have to take it.
When you talk about the best players in the world, there's about 15 of them in front of us right now. It's going to be a fantastic game, fantastic atmosphere as we stand for the national anthems, beginning with France, La Marseillaise. Huge number of tricolour flags away to our right-hand side. Plenty of noise here in Hamburg as well. It will be louder for the Portuguese anthem, A Portuguesa. maybe rather deliberately, Cristiano Ronaldo smiling ear to ear to show just how relaxed and how happy he is ahead of this one. after the tears we got in the last 16, Ty, and now I say a collection of some of the most fantastic talents in the world shake hands ahead of what should be an absolutely fantastic game. But both teams haven't been at their best, so let's hope that they can stir some of that quality that we know exists in the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, Kylian Mbappe, Aurelien Tchouameni, N'Golo Conte, Bruno Fernandes, and many, many more. It is Portugal versus France, live on Talksport, for a place in the Euro 2024 semi-finals against Spain, with the former England striker Darren Bent and our very own Joe Shannon.
Thank you, Hugh. Good evening to you. Two of the tournament's main contenders, two of its biggest stars. One surely coming towards the end of his storied international career. The other desperate for a European Championship medal around his neck for the very first time. Cristiano Ronaldo and Kylian Mbappe united by stardom and in faring far from impressively so far at Euro 2024. Perhaps tonight one or both will shine, or maybe we'll see a reminder of the many, many other talents that grace Portugal and France. Perhaps someone else will help his side a step closer to European glory and the semi-finals. Portugal have Costa in goal, Cancelo, Diaz, Pepe and Mendes, Palhinha and Vitinha, Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes and Leao behind Ronaldo. And for France, Maignan is the goalkeeper, Koundé, Upamecano, Saliba and Hernandez, Conte, Tchouameni and Camavinga, with Griezmann and Mbappe flanking Kolo Muani. Well, we know the winners will play Spain after their extra-time victory over Germany in Stuttgart. That was a classic, and this has the potential to be so as well. Not much more than a week of the tournament left, and the road to the final in Berlin on Sunday the 14th is starting to come into view. In this year's quarters, it's a throwback to the 2016 final. Portugal, of course, keen for a repeat to see them into the semis, and France may be out for some revenge. We can only hope that this is a last-day tie befitting of the quality and the talent on show. France, white shirts, blue shorts, white socks from left to right, attacking the end that houses the French fans. Get us off and underway. You're listening to Talksport. And Portugal from right to left, red shirts, green shorts, red socks. So much talent on the field tonight. Former England striker Darren Bent alongside me in the commentary box.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. I mean, 4-3-3, both teams are playing. I'm really, really intrigued to see who's going to win that midfield battle. I mean, we spoke about it, Kanté, Tchouameni and Camavinga up against Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes and Palhinha. I think that's where the game could be won and lost today.
Conte has surged up and over halfway for France, and he's found Randall Kolo Muani in the right-wing position, back infield to Conte, and now Griezmann in a pocket of space dead centre. He's whipped it cross-field down the far side, the left-hand channel for Hernandez to chase, right in front of a group of French fans down by the corner flag. Back to Kylian Mbappe, still wearing that mask after breaking his nose in France's opening game of the tournament. Mbappe with his back to goal, and the game has started with plenty of French possession here. Griezmann switches the ball again, left to right to the near side, and Koundé whips the ball towards the centre of the penalty area, headed away by Ruben Diaz. It'll come back to Camavinga with the long hair, and France enjoying all of the possession in the first minute. Portugal 0, France 0.
I think it's really key for France that Randall Kolo Muani stays in the box, and Mbappe likes to drift.
As Conte looks to surge up the near side of the right, great feet to get away from Pepe. Pepe sticks out a leg, the 41-year-old, to block the first attempt at a cross, and the second from Koundé likewise. And now Nuno Mendes is trying to smuggle it clear from his own corner flag. He can't do so. France with Griezmann playing a neat reverse ball. Kolo Muani square when he didn't look up. Nobody was square of him, and it's swept over the halfway line and away from danger by Bernardo Silva. The French have started well in Hamburg here in northern Germany, live on Talksport in the quarter-final.
Big chance there for Kolo Muani. I mean, I didn't think he quite knew his bearings, because if he had a look around when the ball comes into his feet, if he takes a touch inside, he has a free shot on goal. But I do think it's going to be crucial for France that Kolo Muani stays in the box. I think Antoine Griezmann will kind of drift. Kylian Mbappe likes that left-hand side, doesn't really get himself in the box and attacking areas too often. They need a kind of a focal point in that box, and that's going to have to be Kolo Muani.
Darren Bent with us for commentary tonight. France have had almost all the ball in the opening couple of minutes or so. Portugal have hardly had a kick. Griezmann, ball forward towards Kolo Muani, stamps it back into the path of Kylian Mbappe, who has it whipped off his toes. Bruno Fernandes with a high clearance downfield, and the ball is intercepted by Upamecano before it could reach Rafael Leao.
Yeah, good defending there from Upamecano, covering the centre half really, really well, because Rafael Leao looks like he's going to be the one that kind of cheats a little bit and stays high, just to give that Koundé something to think about.
Portugal 0, France 0. So much noise here in the 50,000 capacity Hamburg Arena. Still that smell of acrid smoke lingering in the air after the fireworks earlier. The floodlights are on. Kylian Mbappe, the French captain, scampers infield, gives it away to Bruno Fernandes, who on the stretch gets in front of Kolo Muani, and then Pepe back to goalkeeper Diogo Costa, the hero of the penalty shootout against Slovenia. And Portugal have worked it wide to the right back position, and João Cancelo, who's so quick with his feet, scampers away from Camavinga. And Portugal really, Darren, have put 3 or 4 passes together 3.5 minutes in for the first time in the quarter-final.
Yeah, they've been on the back foot. France have started off really well, moving the ball really, really sharply. But this is really interesting, because it's almost like they've said to Jules Koundé, if you're going to be brave to keep attacking, we're going to leave Rafael Leao up.
He's got the pace layout to take on him from Meccano. Infield goes the ball to Nuno Mendes. He rolls it square, but Bernardo Silva won't get there. Cleared upfield by Theo Hernandez, and Portugal have him back. Midway inside France territory on the far side of the field, attacking the end that houses tens of thousands Portugal fans. Behind that goal to our left-hand side, waving the red and green flags excitedly. 0-0 in the quarter-final of the European Championship. What a game in Stuttgart earlier. Spain 2, Germany 1 after extra time. Marino with the goal. We were 2 minutes away from penalty kicks on Talksport there. Bernardo Silva, dead ball line, digs it in towards Ronaldo, headed away, it'll drop down to Vitinha on the edge of the penalty area. Then that clearance is from Chouameni, and it reaches Kolo Muani in the right back position. He tries to surge forward, slight tackle, firm but fair from Ruben Dias. No free kick, says Michael Oliver, the referee. Portugal have a throw on the near side of the field on the halfway line. I can see both head coaches, Roberto Martinez and Didier Deschamps, both in the dark suits, both pacing up and down inside their respective technical areas. The first goal, you really do get the sense, Darren, could be crucial tonight.
Yeah, it could be, because that might just draw the other team out. They're going to have to try and get themselves back into it. But that was a great tackle there from Paulinho, because I think they're away. Jules Koundé wins the ball back really well and goes to set Kolo Muani away, and he just makes that last-ditch tackle just to stop the counter-attack. Really good defensive work from Paulinho.
Tremendous noise here at a brilliant venue it's modern, but it's got that character, and you're compact and close to the pitch, and you're sitting around lots of spectators here. Atmosphere really bounces around the stands, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's been incredible. Both sets of supporters as well, waving their flags, singing their songs. I mean, Portugal have been singing the same song since we got in here about 6 o'clock. I'm not quite sure what they're singing, but it sounds good.
How's your Portuguese? Probably as good as mine, which is non-existent. And they were celebrating the goals, the fans here, in the Germany-Spain game. Well, they were certainly celebrating the Germany equaliser at one stage, but Spain won it late on in extra time.
It sounds like there's a few German Portuguese in there. It wasn't loud when they scored.
It certainly does. England against Switzerland tomorrow at 5, live on Talksport. Build-up starts at 6 a.m. tomorrow on Talksport Breakfast. But it's Portugal 0, France 0 in the quarter-final, the second of the quarter-finals here in Hamburg. 6 minutes played, cagey, and you're with Talksport. Nuno Mendes, left of centre, infield from the left, low ball up towards the edge of the penalty area, steered upfield high into the air by Chouameni. Still quite bright up ahead, there are clouds in the sky, weather's not been great in Hamburg in the build-up. Pepe's got the ball now, bald-headed Pepe, 41 years of age, the oldest player ever to feature at a European Championship, and now the peerless Paulinho, who, if rumours are to be believed, is about to join Bayern Munich from Fulham, in possession on the halfway line. That midfield enforcer Paulinho in a team full of attacking talents.
Well, he's going to have to be the enforcer, because when you're up against Chouameni, Camavinga and N'Golo Kante, you're going to have to be disciplined, you have to be strong, because those guys can intimidate you, they can run all over you. He's going to be crucial in that kind of holding midfield role, that he doesn't get overrun in there.
Roberto Martinez standing on the edge of his technical area. We're about a tier of seats behind Martinez, directly behind the Portugal dugout is where our commentary position is. He's stressed the importance of the first goal tonight, and he's referenced some of the criticism that Portugal have got after their round of 16, slender round of 16 victory on penalties over Slovenia. He says criticism shows how passionate people are at the national team. but he says, I believe we've got very important players and a very competitive dressing room. Is this the night that it really clicks for Portugal in the knockout stages? Is this the night it really clicks for France? I wonder. 0-0 the score.
I think they're going to have to be. I know they've both got superstars on either team, but I think one of these teams need a performance. I mean, they both started off really well in possession, trying to cause the other one problems, but they just need something, because at the minute I've not been impressed with either side so far in this tournament.
All in the middle of midfield so far tonight. Rafael Leao, corner of the penalty area, great reverse ball. Nuno Mendes on the overlap, dead ball line crosses, cleared away on the volley, right-footed by Chouameni, the France number 8, out of play for a Portugal throw.
France need to be careful, and certainly Jules Koundé. He's probably saying to N'Golo Kante, I need your help, because Rafael Leao's been really clever. He's hugging this touchline. Nuno Mendes is coming up and creating that 2v1. I think Jules needs to say to N'Golo Kante, get back in here, I need your help, or it's going to be 2v1, it's going to be a long evening for me.
Good noise from both ends of the stadium, and I think just by looking around and listening to the national anthems, there are probably more Portugal fans here tonight than there are France supporters. You can see red shirts dotted all around the stadium here. We even see 1 or 2 England shirts dotted around the stadium. England-Switzerland in the quarterfinals tomorrow, live on Talksport at 5 o'clock, live inside the stadium in Dusseldorf, and we'll have Netherlands-Turkey in Berlin over on Talksport 2 at 8. Here's Bernardo Silva looking to maraud forward towards the halfway line. Score of the winning penalty in the round of 16. A low-key start to the game. Both teams very evenly matched. Portugal 0, France 0. We haven't yet had 9 minutes of play. Ronaldo, first real touch of the ball. Back to Rafael Leao from the Portuguese captain. And then a foul by Bruno Fernandes as he raced across towards the near side left wing. He was tripped by Saliba, and a free kick to Portugal. Darren in a dangerous position here. Yeah,
really dangerous on this left-hand side, and Saliba had to do it because Bruno Fernandes made a really intelligent running behind, got his body in, and then Saliba there, you've got to be patient. You can't get round him and win the ball. Just let him have it, because he was in no real danger, but now Portugal have got a great opportunity with a free kick in this area.
Raucous noise from the Portugal fans behind the goal to our left-hand side. 0-0 in the quarter-final. Bruno Fernandes and Bernardo Silva, 2 set-piece specialists, are standing over the free kick. France have brought everybody in the white shirts back behind the ball to defend. It's Bruno Fernandes into the near post, and it ricochets off the shin of Jules Koundé, and Portugal win the game's first corner in the 10th minute.
Really poor corner there, poor delivery, from Bruno Fernandes. And if you had a look at the back post, he had Pepe up against Theo Hernandez, so I thought that was going to be it. Pepe was free at the back post, hang it up and let him come and attack it, and he doesn't. He opts for that near post. It's a really poor effort, considering it was a really dangerous area.
Portugal, whose greatest night came in 2016 in the European Championship, that final in Paris against France, which they won by a 0-0 after extra time. France, there must be an element of seeking revenge tonight. This by far the most high-profile meeting of the teams since that final. 0-0. Bruno Fernandes, right-footed in, swinging, thumped away by Kolo Muani. Dreadful delivery from Bruno Fernandes. Inexplicable almost, Darren, knowing his quality.
Yeah, 2 in a row there, and that one their corner. They all made really intelligent runs. Pepe managed to get away from Upamecano, and then he's dragged it again to that near post, and it's an opportunity missed, because you never know that, because neither team have played that well in this tournament. Set plays could be vital, so when you get a corner or a free kick in really good areas, you've got to make the most of it.
Well, it could yet explode into a classic. A long way still to go. In the 11th minute, Portugal 0, France 0. The winners will face Spain after their extra time winner against Germany in Stuttgart. That semi-final will be played on Tuesday in Munich. And of course, as you'd expect, we'll have live commentary on Talksport. Just over a month or so before we bring you the start of the Premier League season and the EFL. Live with us exclusively too. Here is Rafael Leao. He's peeled out towards the left-wing position. What a back heel to set up Nuno Mendes. His floated cross into the 6-yard box, swung away from goal. Maignan saw it behind the goalkeeper, and it's a goal kick. But what a piece of ingenuity and invention with that back heel from Rafael Leao.
Well, that was the 2-1 I was talking about, the 2 versus 1, because every single time Portugal have got the ball on that right-hand side, Rafael Leao, he stays really wide, and Jules Koundé's going, well, I don't know what to do here. And that time he goes to Rafael Leao. Nuno Mendes makes that run on the overlap and that little back heel, and that's what I'm saying about Jules Koundé. He's got to say to N'Golo Kante, someone's got to get out in here and help me, because every single time I go to Leao, Nuno Mendes is on his bike running round him, and that's going to cause some problems all evening.
He can be inconsistent, but he can be brilliant. Rafael Leao, easily looking the liveliest outlet on the field of play so far in these first 10 minutes. Portugal 0, France 0. It remains.
Well, he's almost not bothered about doing the defensive work. Clearly, Roberto Martinez has said to him, if Jules Koundé goes forward, don't worry about it. Just let him worry about you. Let him go as far as he goes. Let him go, and you just stay high.
There's that Portuguese roar. Synchronised clapping and cheering from behind the goal to our left. Has a big game feel about it, of course it does. It's a major quarter-final. Ball out on the left-hand side for France with Hernandez. Looking for the underlapping run of Kylian Mbappe down by the dead ball line. There was a 50-50 with João Cancelo. The ball spun off the right boot of Mbappe, who looked feigned as if it was a corner, looked towards the corner flag, but Michael Oliver said no. Not having any of that goal kick.
I think he knew that it wasn't a corner. I mean, it quite clearly comes off his shin. I think off his foot. I mean, there's no touch from Cancelo, who got back in really well, to be fair. And just Mbappe going to pull a fast one there.
Didier Deschamps sits inside in his dugout at the moment. The France head coach could become the first person to win both the Euros and the World Cup as a player and as a manager. Literally career. Oh, unbelievable. That would be some history, wouldn't it? 98 World Cup winner, Euro 2000 with France as a player. Then, of course, the World Cup in 2018. Deschamps led the French all the way. There has been some criticism, though, over more recent years.
Honestly, if England had that history, certainly recent history, we'd be absolutely lauded.
We'd take
Gareth Southgate.
We'd take it.
I mean, the fact that he's been in charge of France for, 12 years now, that's exceptional in itself.
Who knows? Who knows what yet may be to come over the next 7, 8, 9 days or so at Euro 2024. The possibility of glory still ahead for so many, but of course only one will lift the famous trophy. 0-0 here in Hamburg. Portugal against France. What have you spotted down?
I'm just looking at this left-hand side for Portugal. Honestly, it's fascinating to watch. I mean, it's Rafael Leao who's paying no attention defensively to what Jules Koundé does. But because Jules Koundé's had a few problems defensively with Nuno Mendes and Rafael Leao, he's now reluctant to go, so he's almost caught in between. And then Bruno Fernandes comes over and it's like a 3v1. So it's really intelligent. It's quite clear what Portugal are trying to do. They're trying to isolate Jules Koundé.
One defeat in their last 15 European Championship matches for France. That was against Portugal in the 2016 final. But they've struggled so far tonight. And the back pass to Luka Makano towards Maignan, miscued by the goalkeeper. He's allowed it to drift straight out to play, almost bizarrely, for a totally needless Portugal corner, and he's lucky, Maignan, that wasn't drifting towards his own goal.
Yeah, it was a manual mistake, but at the same time, Upamecano, just leave it so we can come onto it first time and clear it. When you fire it at him from 10 yards away, I don't know what you expect him to do with it.
Plenty forward in red here for Portugal. Ronaldo, Pepe, Ruben Dias all lurking. Polina is sitting in front of the goalkeeper as well. It's going to be drifted in by Bruno Fernandes, and well taken by Maignan, all in yellow. Makes up for his error, but it was a really poor corner. And a great throw by Maignan over the halfway line. Cancelo and Mbappe in a foot race. Cancelo gets the veteran of Mbappe. His electric pace is so obvious. Cancelo did have a slight head start. 0-0, quarter of an hour gone.
That's been a really fascinating battle as well so far this first, 15 minutes. A couple of times Mbappe's got on the ball and tried to go past Cancelo, and he's matched him stride for stride. Now, of course, if they're both level, then I expect Mbappe to win it, but so far it's been really positive from Cancelo up against Mbappe.
Now Leao trying to go up through the gears on the near side of the left wing. He gets to the dead ball line beyond Koundé. He crosses, headed away. It'll drop down in the area for Bernardo Silva. He's tried to set up Polina. He has done, left on edge of the penalty area, but the ball has gone away from goal. Looked for a moment like there might be a pocket of space for a shot from Bernardo Silva. Portugal in the red and green, working back to Bruno Fernandes, 25 yards out, shoots, takes a deflection and goes behind. That hits Saliba, and it's a corner to Portugal, who are starting to ratchet up the pressure here in Hamburg.
Yeah, good opportunity there for Bruno Fernandes. He does really well, because he acts like he's going to shoot it about a second before, just takes an extra touch, and it's good defending from Saliba. I mean, his arm's next to his body, it comes off the top of his arm, almost brushes it, but it's good defending there, making himself big, getting in the line of the goal as well. Good play from Saliba. Well,
there's aerial ability in both sides, but for Portugal attacking this, we know how good the likes of Pepe, Polina, Ruben Dias and Ronaldo are in the air. Bruno Fernandes, will the delivery be better this time? Right-footed and out-swinging into the near post, thumped away by Kolo Muani with his head. N'Golo Kanté tries to reach the loose ball. The referee had spotted a foul before he was able to play the advantage, in France have a free kick. It's Euro Game Day live on Talksport, presented by Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction. Get your favourites delivered now. And it's goalless between Portugal and France. Here for a place in the semi-finals after the drama that we brought you from Stuttgart in the southwestern part of the country. Spain 2-1 winners over Germany after extra time. The winners of this tie will face Spain, who at the moment you'd have to say look the team to beat, Darren Bent.
Yeah, they do. And they've been the team. I mean, Germany impressed me before today. I thought Germany would win the tournament. I said it beforehand, but the way Spain have almost gone through the gears, and again just finding something from somewhere to win the game today against Germany, you have to make them the favourites. I mean, they've looked the most consistent, I'd say, in this tournament so far.
They've knocked out the hosts. N'Golo Kanté shuffles forward for France. While on the far side of the left is Hernandez. France from left to right in the first period. Mbappe gives it back to Hernandez. Left on the edge of the penalty area. Sandwich in between two red shirts. Nothing wrong with the challenge, at least at first glance. Hernandez goes down, trudges up to his feet. Meanwhile, Portugal are on the counter. Ronaldo neatly off to Vitinha. Halfway line. Rafael Leao. Nuno Mendes bursting to get forward in support. Leao corner of the area. Crosses. Headed away. Important header that by Deo Upamecano. Otherwise, it might have reached the on-rushing Vitinha or even Ronaldo, who is just behind him.
Yeah, good play again from Portugal. Broke really well. Really good hold-up play from Ronaldo. Little 1 and 2 touches to Vitinha, and then they broke really quickly, and you can quite clearly see by the way they're leaving one of their wingers really, really wide. They feel like this is a weak side for France, this right-hand side. I think the communication between Koundé and Mouani hasn't quite worked yet.
0-0 it remains on a mild evening here in the northern part of Germany. Fine city of Hamburg. Opportunity for Leao to try and dart beyond Koundé again. He's got the better of Koundé and he's won a corner. At the moment, you really fancy Rafael Leao every time he races forward up this left-hand touchline.
Yeah, you do. I mean, we've got another corner here. Bruno Fernandes, I think, has taken 4 corners or 3 corners and 1 free kick, and all of them have been awful. They've got to be better. I mean, as you said there a little bit earlier, Joe, Pepe, Ruben Diaz, Ronaldo, all really good in the air. You've got to give them something to attack. But so far, he's hit the front post on every single one of his set plays.
Kolo Muani's been in the way 3 times from 3 so far. This time it's a right-footed in-swinger, near side of the field from Bruno Fernandes. Photographers sat just in front of us, ready to capture the moment. Here comes the delivery, it's a good one. Headed away, this time bravely by Saliba. France pick up possession now with Griezmann, midway inside his own half. A little square ball to Kolo Muani, neatly touched to his left. And Hernandez, who drives forward into opposition territory at pace. He's away from Pepe, he's played it square. It's come off Ruben Diaz. Palhinha, he's given it to Griezmann. Right-hand edge of the penalty area. France coming forward now with the white shirts and the blue shorts. Koundé has laid it square to Camavinga. First start of the tournament for him. Wide to his left, and Hernandez, who shoots! Beaten up by the goalkeeper. Kanté swung his left foot at it, couldn't reach it. Still to score a major tournament goal, N'Golo Kanté. Important first save of the game by Diogo Costa.
Great save, and he pushed it into a really good area as well. And I think it was Kanté was about to come onto it, and I think it's Nuno Mendes just gets his foot there before Kanté's about to pull the trigger. But a really good play again from France moving forward.
What a performance from Diogo Costa in the round of 16. That save from Šeško in extra time, and then the 3 penalty saves, a hat-trick in the shootout for Diogo Costa. And that was a save you'd expect him to make from Hernandez, but nonetheless, first shot in anger really from the French, 20 minutes in and it's still 0-0.
Yeah, it's a good save, but I think again the positive thing was he didn't push it into a French path. Obviously the ball dropped down and Kanté thinks he's about to put the rebound in, but then there's Nuno Mendes to kind of tow it back up in the air, and then they deal with it really well. But I think it almost feels like Portugal's best chances are coming down this left-hand side for them, and for France, all their best work's coming down the left side as well.
Darren Bent, former England striker, formerly of Spurs, Sunderland, Aston Villa, with us for commentary amid all of the flags that we can see dotted around the ground. There's an England flag on the far side, Pompey on tour, far side of the ground. Portugal at walking pace have given the ball away. Kanté picks up possession. Suddenly Kanté looks to go up through the gears. Races up to the midway point of the Portugal half. What a tournament he's had so far. Out wide to the left-hand side of Mbappe. One-on-one with Cancelo. Skips beyond him. Crosses deflected. Pushed away by the goalkeeper Diogo Costa. And then hammered downfield by Palhinha. Nervy defending from Portugal there. And Diogo Costa got a very important firm hand on that to deflect it clear. Mbappe speedy. Beat Cancelo with ease really from a standing start.
Yeah, the one step over and he goes down the outside, but again, I think that's what's bothered France in this tournament so far. They just can't get enough bodies in the box. I mean, Kolo Muani, he's trying to get in the box, he can't quite keep up with Mbappe. So even when Diogo Costa parries the ball into an area, there's no French players in there to kind of put the rebound in again. So that's an area they really need to look at, and that's why, for me personally, I would have started Giroud. Because one thing about Olivier Giroud, we know he's always in and amongst it.
Well, that was certainly debated in the French press in the build-up to the game. Not seen a lot of football across the course of the tournament so far, Olivier Giroud. Here is Griezmann, back to goal, through the middle to Mbappe. Heavy touch on the edge of the D, but he still managed to spray it wide to the near side, and Koundé teases it back in field. Camavinga to clip it in. Oh, it's overhit from Camavinga, tried to spot the run of Hernandez at the back post. He was fleetingly unmarked, but it's gone out of play. Goal kick to Portugal in front of the France fans. Away to our right-hand side, it's Portugal 0, France 0 on Euro Game Day Live on Talksport. Presented by Carling, the UK's #1 lager, 18 plus. Please drink responsibly. I wonder what the two head coaches will have made of this stalemate so far, Darren Bent.
I think both of them would be presently happy with what's going on. They both look quite defensively solid. I mean, no one's really given away any clear-cut chances of yet. But I just think you want a little bit more in the final third. I think both teams have got into really good areas, and it's just the decision-making or the lack of quality that's really cost them when it really matters.
The latter two quarter-finals live with us tomorrow. England against Switzerland at 5. Ronaldo, was he tripped by Hernandez as he looked to surge up the far side, the right wing? No, says the referee, Michael Oliver. And he's had to stop the game because Ronaldo's gone down holding his head. It did look like quite a theatrical fall at first glance. We've got replays of the commentary position here, so we'll be able to look at it again. But didn't look a free kick for me.
It looked like to me Theo Hernandez was just too strong for him, and when he goes down, and I don't even think there's any kind of contact with his head. I mean, he's holding his head, Ronaldo, but Theo Hernandez, I just think he's too strong for him, and I think Ronaldo knows that he's about to give the ball away, and he tries to pull a fast one, but to be fair to Michael Oliver, he doesn't fall for it.
What did you make of Ronaldo's performance in the round of 16? Was there some petulance about some of it?
A little bit. He just hasn't looked. He looked a bit flustered, which is quite surprising for someone who's been as good as he is. I mean, arguably, not even arguably, actually, he's one of the greatest players we've ever seen. But he just looks like a little bit like he's on edge.
Good ball by Conte for France, meanwhile. Wide to the near side, and Koundé infield from the right wing position to Camavinga. Lots of red shirts between him and the goal. Goes back out wide to Koundé again. He pokes it forward down the inside right channel. Pepe is there with a robust challenge on the on-rushing Camavinga. And after quite a delay, the free kick is given in a very dangerous position here for France. About 5 yards or so from the corner flag. Pepe on Camavinga.
I mean, it's definitely a foul. I mean, Michael Oliver's give the right decision. The linesman who's standing right there 2 yards away doesn't give it, but you can quite clearly see the only way Pepe can get to the ball ahead of Camavinga is to go through the back of him, and he does that, and it's got to be a foul.
Well, Griezmann stands over this, preparing to whip the ball in swinging left-footed free kick it will be. Portugal 0, France 0 in the quarter-final of Euro 2024. Saliba is in the 6-yard box. His central defensive colleague Upamecano lurking as well. Kolo Muani has gone to the near post. Others in there too for France. Whipped it towards Kolo Muani. Headed away. It'll drop down towards the 25-yard mark. And a little flick by Mbappe out to the left, and Hernandez. His first touch is heavy. Bernardo Silva tracking back. Gets there deftly in front of Hernandez. Smuggles it clear only as far as Chouameni. Back now to Upamecano, midway inside Portugal territory. Whistles from the Portugal fans. A game very light on clear-cut chances so far. In fact, we haven't really had a clear-cut chance to speak of.
Do you know what? It always surprises me. Whenever France have got a free kick or the ball's out wide, Mbappe's never in the box. He almost peels out.
Mbappe is on the ball now, but he's offside. As if to illustrate your point.
Yeah, it's so bizarre, because every single time someone looks up, they think, like, let me put the ball back into a good area, and he's never ever in the box. He always peels out. Listen, we know how good he is as a footballer. He's probably the best in the world right now. But from an attacking perspective and a centre-forward perspective, even though he's not playing there, he could get in the 6-yard box a little bit more on the penalty spot, but he just opts not to, which I always found quite surprising, because they look up, they look for him, and he's not there.
Has said Mbappe that he doesn't think he's 100%. He's still got that mask on after suffering a broken nose on the opening match day. But he's had another busy season, of course, Kylian Mbappe, and he's now a Real Madrid player for the start of next season. France fans bouncing behind the goal away to the right-hand side, but still no end to their lack of goals from open play across the tournament so far. Aside from that goal from Kolo Muani in the round of 16, the shot that deflected in of Jan Vertonghen. It's been a struggle, that aside. Rafael Leao racing up the near side channel for Portugal. He's got to the dead ball line. He's one-on-one with Koundé. He skipped beyond him, pulls it back, and it's stabbed behind by Upamecano, the defender at the near post, for another Portugal corner. Goalless on Talksport.
I would force feed Rafael Leao every single time you get the ball. He stays wide, and every single time he's got it, he's been positive. He's tried to go at Jules Koundé, and that's what I spoke about. Jules Koundé's got to say to one of his teammates, either Upamecano and N'Golo Kanté, one of you has to get back and help me, because every single time Rafael Leao's run at him, he's gone past him like he's not even there.
Bruno Fernandes again. What's the quality like with the fifth corner of the game so far for Portugal under the floodlights here in Hamburg? One arm up into the air from Bruno Fernandes. It's taken short, tap to Rafael Leao. Leao has got Bruno Fernandes again on his outside. He's being covered though by Conte. Has to go back to Bernardo Silva. Now back up wide. Bruno Fernandes hangs behind cross. Headed away by Saliba. Hooked clear further away from danger by Kolo Muani. Lovely layoff by Mbappe. Back to Conte. France attack at pace over the halfway line. Conte's ball at the inside right channel. Nuno Mendes has slipped. Mbappe is onto it. Kolo Muani in the middle. Mbappe down by the dead ball line. He's pulled it back to Antoine Griezmann. Griezmann curls a shot in. It's hit Conte. Come back out to Camavinga. Blocked by his own player, that shot. Now from the opposite corner of the penalty area. Cross is cleared away to Camavinga with a rising drive, and that's bumped miles over the bar, and it's still 0-0 and more French frustration in front of goal.
Wrong decision there from Camavinga, because that was the one opportunity where they had Mbappe in the box, Griezmann was in the box, Kante got himself up there, and Kolo Muani. 4 bodies in the box and you opt to shoot. For me, it was the wrong selection.
We are still to really see either team click. Maybe Portugal did it, Darren, in the group stages. They beat Turkey 3-0, but it was a comeback win over Czechia, beaten by Georgia, albeit with a much changed team. Certainly didn't convince in the round of 16. And for France, really, from minute 1, they've been scraping by rather than really impressing. But I suppose it is tournament football. Only the result matters.
Yeah, it is. And I think at some point you want to see a performance from somewhere. I mean, if they go the whole way, either one of these teams to win the tournament, you go, well, there's no real magic recipe for any tournament. If you can get the job done, you get the job done. But I just think with the players that are on the show, the likes of Mbappe, Ronaldo, Rafael Leao, Griezmann, there are some world-class players here. You just expect a little bit more.
Nearly half an hour gone in the quarter-final. Yet to really spark itself into life, despite the plethora of talent on the field for either team. Bruno Fernandes is asking for options, arms outstretched, wanted an easier ball. And France were there on the cover in those white shirts with the pinstripes. Now Nuno Mendes standing in front of the Portugal dugout. Right behind him is his head coach, Martinez. Now Leao trying to turn away from Upamecano, down to the dead ball line. Clips in the cross, it's gathered by Maignan at the near post. He sort of mishit that, Rafael Leao. And Maignan had to sprawl and gather it right on his near post there, the goalkeeper.
He's been Portugal's best player by some distance, Rafael Leao. I know he doesn't quite get it right there, and he probably runs out of room, but whoever he's up against on that occasion, he's up at Upamecano, it goes past him like he's not there again. Tries to get the cross in, but just runs out of room a little bit at the end.
Mbappe, left wing position, trying to maraud forward, but he's blocked off by the excellent João Palhinha. Palhinha, tall and slender, stands firm to block off Mbappe again, and that's a throw to France. They're deep inside the Portugal half, just about level with the edge of the 18-yard box on their far side of the field. The long-sleeve shirt on. Hernandez will take it. He hurls the ball back towards the halfway line when Tchouaméni picks up possession. Tchouaméni now. Square ball to N'Golo Conte. Tchouaméni gets it back. And here is Camavinga. Ball up to the edge of the penalty area. Lovely flick Mbappe to Kolo Muani. Couple of step overs. Wrestled away by Pepe, who just got to the ball in the nick of time inside the 18-yard box. Nuno Mendes went down. I don't know if he was caught by somebody off the ball inadvertently. Vitinha's got possession. He's had to run all the way towards his own corner flag, and he nearly took the ball beyond the dead ball line, but managed to clip it out of play for a throw. And Portugal looked to the referee, not happy. They felt they should have had a free kick.
That is unbelievable defending from Pepe, because I think Kolo Muani's gone past him, and if he gets past him, his next touch is a shot.
Chip long by Camavinga, and just too long for Mbappe. Well gathered by Diogo Costa, who throws the ball out overarm to Bruno Fernandes. 10 yards shy of the halfway line. Quick ball square to Bernardo Silva. That's a free kick. What a tackle it was, well timed by the 41-year-old Pepe.
Incredible, because Kolo Muani's probably thinking, right, I'll get past him, my next touch is a shot. Pepe just stays on his feet, he goes to ground a little bit, but he just manages to claw his foot back round and win the ball back. Unbelievable defending, but more so his experience. He's been there so many times, he's been there and done it at the top level, and he needed all of his experience there. Great defending. 9th major tournament for Pepe. Portugal 0, France 0 for the right to play Spain in the semi-finals of Euro 2024. It'll be next Tuesday in Munich. It'll be live on Talksport. One thing you can say about the two teams, they're incredibly well drilled. Because if you look at them, both of them in their shapes, I mean, France almost up 4, then 2, Kante and Tchouaméni just in front of the back 4. And for Portugal, it's the same, Paulinho, Vitinha in front of their back 4 as well. Really well coached and well drilled.
Excellent off the ball so far, aren't they? As you say, both sides. And that's why we've not seen that clear-cut opportunity as yet, despite the wealth of attacking talent. Here is Maignan, the French goalkeeper, had a good tournament so far. Scoops the ball high downfield. It's cleared away by Pepe from the halfway line. The ball is half-chested down by Tchouameni, robbed by his opposite number, the Portugal number 8, Bruno Fernandes. And now the very talented Leao quickly flicks the ball back to Nuno Mendes. A walking pace on the halfway line. Roberto Martinez, former Belgian boss, stands on the edge of his technical area. Ultimately couldn't quite get the best out of the Belgium golden generation. Here he is as the head coach of Portugal in a major tournament quarter-final. Reverse ball by Cancelo, intercepted by Hernandez, who gets the return ball from Tchouameni. Now Griezmann picks up possession. Griezmann shuffles forward the number 7 over the halfway line. On the overlap on the right, the near side is Koundé, back in field to Griezmann. He's about midway inside the Portuguese half, steers it back up wide to Koundé again. 2 in the middle to Matt Koundé crosses, headed away by João Cancelo. Flicked away only as far as that French legend Mbappe, the captain. Quick feet as he tries to drive in field. Finds Griezmann with a 10-yard ball. Back out to the left, the corner of the penalty area. And Mbappe once again. It's 0-0 to score. Back it goes to Tchouameni. Almost everybody in red and green behind the ball here for Portugal. Leao. It's with Koundé. France have possession deep inside the Portuguese half. Conte takes up a pocket of space. Corner of the penalty area. Out wide to Camavinga. Camavinga looking dangerous. Good ball in towards Griezmann. His touch is heavy. Bruno Fernandes came across to smuggle it behind for a France corner.
Well played, Bruno Fernandes, sensing the danger, because Griezmann there took up a really intelligent position, found that pocket of space, because his next touch is a shot, but Bruno Fernandes just seeing where he's at, going there and winning the ball back, and I know he's giving the corner away, but good defending there from him.
Everybody back to Portugal. That was an enterprising French move. Lele Bleu is the chant from the end away to our right, and the flags, the tricolour, red, blue and white, are swirling away. Griezmann will take the corner, 0-0 in a very tight quarter-final so far. It's taken short. Corner of the penalty area to Koundé, back to Antoine Griezmann. He'll stand one up high to the back post. Upamecano lurking, got a touch on it, sent it away from goal. Kylian Mbappe is there to drift across and pick up the loose ball. France are still on the attack here. Upamecano has Camavinga square, 10 yards from the edge of the box. Ronaldo tries to press in high. Ronaldo doing his defensive duty. Wide on the left is Tchouameni. Game of cat and mouse so far. Who might have the key to the door early on? Camavinga. 10 yards from the edge of the penalty area. We've got 10.5 minutes of normal time remaining in the first half. And it's a poor ball by Camavinga. Intercepted by Nuno Mendes in the left-back position. Griezmann gets a tackle in, but at the expense of a Portuguese throw, and it just underlines the point that the former England striker Darren Bent made a few moments ago. Both sides very well drilled off the ball, and on it, really struggling to create chances.
Well, when they're in and around the box, France, they're so narrow. There's no width really, so no one can really cross the ball. And when they do work the ball wide, because there's no real target in there, they can't just put the cross in, and that's where we spoke about Giroud, whereas you know he's always going to be around that penalty spot, so you can kind of hit him from anywhere.
Good ball fired forward by Bruno Fernandes over the top. Ronaldo with Saliba at his back. Ronaldo's there, Saliba's there rather, to turn away from Ronaldo and keep possession. Almost nonchalant defending from Saliba. The confidence of the Arsenal man.
He is class, William Saliba. I've just watched him get better and better over the last 2 seasons, but in this tournament especially, I think that Deschamps wasn't in favour of Deschamps, was he?
No.
He didn't pick him for a while.
No. A lot of people thought it would be Konate alongside Upamecano. Meanwhile, at the other end, Koundé, the French right back, again led with the edge of the 18-yard box. Back it goes to Tchouameni. Whistles and boos from the Portugal end. Good feet Griezmann. He's scampered away from Polinia. Wide to Koundé. Low ball in. Intercepted by Pepe. Takes a couple of touches and clears. Left-footed, hit the back of Griezmann. Drops down nicely for Bernardo Silva, who plucks it cleverly out of the air. Back it goes to Mendes. And now Pepe inside his own penalty area. Portugal determined to play out of the defensive third. Fizzed forward by Bruno Fernandes and intercepted on the slide by Tchouameni. It goes out of play. 9 minutes of the first half to go. Portugal 0, France 0. And if the first quarter-final of the day was a classic, Spain 2, Germany 1 after extra time, I'm not saying this one can't be a classic, but it's certainly not had too many obvious moments that are gonna linger for very long in the memory.
Joe, I think you've put that very, very nicely.
Is that diplomatic?
Yeah,
that diplomatic?
That is very, very diplomatic, that is. But do you know what this is?
I guess I'm intrigued by it though as well, Dan.
I'm the exact same as you. I think it's intriguing because both teams have not really committed too many men forward. It's almost like they're scared to lose. But at some point, something's going to have to give.
I'm not saying it's entertaining, but there could be something happen any moment now with the quality on the pitch. That's why it's intriguingly set up, I think. The ball is out on the right with Cancelo. Blocked off by Hernandez. Infield to Vitinha, 25 yards out. Great ball up the inside right channel. Bernardo Silva after it. Saliba at his back. Saliba gets it back and rolls it back to Maignan. Such calm Arsenal against Manchester City in the penalty area there, and Saliba got the better of Bernardo Silva.
Good defending there, getting his body in, using his strength over Bernardo Silva. But I'm a big fan of Bernardo Silva. He's so intelligent, so clever.
One of the great players of the Premier League in recent seasons. Polina, the number 6, caught on the penalty area. Bernardo Silva, little flick to Cancelo, great ball across the 6-yard box, and Ronaldo throws his arms up into the air, didn't make the move to the near post. Rafael Leao couldn't reach it at the far. I don't think, in fairness to Ronaldo, anybody was expecting it. Still 0-0.
That's been a feature in this whole tournament. Balls like that are getting whipped across the box, and it's a fantastic cross across that 6-yard line, and no one getting in the 6-yard box. Usually that's where Ronaldo would be.
Here is Kylian Mbappe, menacing on the left wing position for France. It is end-to-end at the moment, but Mbappe's reverse ball is straight out of play. Continues to be nearly, but not quite. You run through the 11s, so much talent on the field. Builders Ronaldo v Mbappe. Neither players had a chance, a sniff at goal really, in the first half so far. And I think the frustration around the stadium starting to grow for many of the 50,000. It remains frustratingly 0-0.
It's very tense. I mean, as I said there, Ronaldo, usually we're used to seeing him score goals. I mean, he scored goals his whole career. But when that ball goes across the box, usually he'd be the one in there, and it's a tap in. He wouldn't even have to think about it. He pulls into an area onto the penalty spot where he's never ever going to get the ball. There's too many bodies between him and the goal.
Fewest touches in the match for Ronaldo. 1 in each box. He's had a couple now on this near side, the left wing position. Sets up Leao on the overlap. Trotting back was Camavinga to poke it away. In fairness to Ronaldo, he's not had the service into the penalty area so far. Is that fair as a former striker yourself, Darren?
Yeah, but you've also got to stay on your toes. I mean, you're right. He probably hasn't had the service he wants. But that one there, that last cross from Cancelo, where he fires it across the 6-yard box, that's where for years I've seen Ronaldo in there, tapping the ball in the empty net, 1-0 to Portugal. But he pulled off to the penalty spot where there was no real chance for him to get the ball, which is surprising. But again, that's really well worked from Portugal on that right-hand side. We haven't seen much down Portugal's right-hand side, but that was really good play between Bernardo Silva and Cancelo.
It is interesting. Only 3 of Ronaldo's 14 Euros goals have come in the knockouts. And on the right, the far side is Bernardo Silva, deep inside French territory. France with virtually everybody behind the ball, but Cancelo set up Bernardo Silva on the underlap, whips in the cross over the head of Rafael Leao. Just didn't keep it down. And Jules Koundé will charge forward out of possession for France, and he checks his run and plays a square, safe ball back in field to Camavinga. Camavinga scampers up towards the halfway line. He clips the ball right to left to the far side, and Hernandez takes it in his stride. Mbappe now operating in a more central area in the last minute or so. Conte back to Griezmann, 30 yards out. We're in the 39th minute, and it's still Portugal 0, France 0. In the quarterfinals of Euro 2024 on Talksport, the winner plays Spain next Tuesday. Here out on the right is Koundé, crossed into the box, headed away by Pepe. And now it drops down for Ronaldo. We've got the cheers from the Portugal end and the boos, heavy boos from the France fans in the warm-up. Every time his face comes up on the big screen, there's the most polarising of reactions.
I'm not sure if they're booing or they're going Sue.
Oh, maybe
I couldn't work it out.
Maybe that is it. I'm sure some of the France fans were booing anyway.
I think when you've got 600 million followers on Instagram, I don't
You're
think
not that fussed, are you? Here's Bruno Fernandes caught in the penalty area, lays it on to Vitinha. Good chance for Portugal here. Vitinha, left-hand side of the box. He tried to put it square, thought he could have darted upfield himself. They've won it back here. Vitinha tripped from behind by Colomwani. Free kick Portugal. About 27-28 yards out. I think this is in Ronaldo range in the 41st minute, 0-0.
But anywhere in this half is Ronaldo range. So this one here, I fully expect him to be the one to take it out. I wonder if there has been a conversation this week, because we certainly saw in the last game him take a number of free kicks. He hit the target with one, he missed the target, hit that bar, and it went everywhere but the goal. When you've got good technicians like Bruno Fernandes or Bernardo Silva, I just wonder, I know you're probably not going to get it, but I just wonder if there's a conversation where you go, let me just try one. Just one.
Well, we told you the other night that Ronaldo does not have a very good record from free kicks at major tournaments at all. In fact, I think he's only scored one at the World Cup in that famous draw with Spain, the 3-3 draw.
Is that the hat-trick goal as well?
The hat-trick goal. This one, what is it, Darren? It's just over 25 yards out, left of centre. He's taken the trademark 5-6 strides back behind the ball. He's got his legs slightly wide as he stands over this. Bruno Fernandes, the first man, and Bruno Fernandes hits it in the end, and it's a couple of yards over the junction of post and crossbar. Ronaldo left it for Bruno Fernandes. Don't see that very often but over the bar it sailed and it's still goalless.
Well, that's his opportunity gone again. he's given him one and he's missed the target, so he's not having another one. But Bruno Fernandes there, I like that they've mixed it up, because I thought for sure that Ronaldo was going to take that, and it was close, but just didn't hit the target. And Bruno Fernandes has got great technique. We've seen it for Manchester United for a number of years now, but I just like that they mixed it up.
Bruno Fernandes might have to wait until the 2026 World Cup for his next free kick, and this could be, of course, Ronaldo's last international tournament. Bruno Fernandes goes down momentarily and slowly getting up off his knees. Bruno Fernandes here. Michael Oliver just stopped the game. France will have a throw on the far side in their left back position, just holding the side of his forehead. Bruno Fernandes, not entirely sure, maybe he was just caught off the ball, but he seems to be moving okay now.
I think he ran into Tchouaméni. I think he just ran into Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni wasn't looking, and I think it wasn't anything intentional. It was an accident, but just caught him at the side of his face.
2.5 minutes of normal time remaining at the end of the first half, and a low quality ball upfield, sliced out of play by Upamecano, and a throw to Portugal in the left back position near side. Both sets of fans doing their best to try and conjure up the noise, but no great quality conjured up in the attacking thirds as yet. Ronaldo, the number 7, such a distinctive figure, back to the halfway line where Polina is waiting. You with Talksport, we brought you Spain 2, Germany 1 after extra time earlier in the first of the quarterfinals. England against Switzerland tomorrow, and then Netherlands against Turkey. That'll be on Talksport 2, that Netherlands-Turkey quarterfinal. Here goes Koundé. Was he fouled from behind by Rafael Leao in the French right wing position? No, says Michael Oliver. Would have been a soft free kick, I think, and the ball is sent floating downfield by Nuno Mendes for Bruno Fernandes. Slight tackle coming in from Tchouaméni. Ronaldo saw his opportunity to chase back and win possession. Neat flick away from Jules Koundé, and then Leao in a very congested area has chipped the ball over 2 white shirts, and Portugal have possession again. 90 seconds of normal time to go, plus whatever's added. I don't think there'll be a great deal of added time. João Cancelo surging up the Portuguese right. His run is checked by N'Golo Kanté. Bernardo Silva in field to João Cancelo again. Polina, right hand edge of the centre circle. Chip ball right to left. Near side onto the right boot of Leao, with a bandage on his left wrist. He sets up Vitinha. Vitinha, defensive midfield player, diminutive in the middle of midfield. And now Leao, shaping to take on Koundé, instead goes back to Nuno Mendes, through the gap to Bruno Fernandes, corner of the 18-yard box, he's got his back to goal, back to Vitinha here, Dixon over the top, and then the goalkeeper gives a good call to his centre-halves, Maignan to Saliba and Upamecano, and he's there to gather the ball as another attack comes to a quick end.
He went for the most difficult option. I mean, what he should have done was just bump it into Ronaldo, a little 1-2, or get a shot off. He tried a little straight dink pass. We had Saliba away and Upamecano. There was no way on the planet he was ever going to get Bruno Fernandes in there, in that area. So, again, and we've seen it a lot this first half. They're playing well to a point, and it's that last final third where they're choosing the wrong option, or lack of technique, or just wrong decision-making. It's been poor so far this first half.
All eyes on the fourth official, who'll give us the added time in just a few moments, if there is to be any added time. Michael Oliver signals that there won't be with the half-time whistle, and brings to an end an extremely cagey first half of the quarter-final. Neither of the two so-called stars, Ronaldo and Mbappe, have really been involved in the game to any great degree, and so much attacking talent on both sides. The supporting cast are plentiful in their ability, but so few clear-cut opportunities between two sides who can't yet click into gear at Euro 2024. The only save of note made by Diogo Costa, relatively straightforward to deny Theo Hernandez. Other than that, it's been very tight indeed here in Hamburg. Half-time on Talksport, Portugal 0, France 0.
Well, it was billed as a fantastic day of football at Euro 2024, and if Spain against Germany earlier was pure excitement and drama, let's hope this one's a slow burner, because, well, hopefully it will burst into life in the second half. The tactical battles brought intrigue, the fans have brought passion, the players have brought quality, but they just haven't threatened the goal. It could be another one that goes right down to the wire. Portugal, 56% possession, just 2 shots, neither of those on target. France have had 3 shots, 1 on target. That pretty much tells the story of events here in Hamburg. Goalless between Portugal and France. Let's take a look at the half-time highlights with Carling.
Half-time highlights on Talksport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
Darren Bennett was cagey. That's exactly how Joe Shannon just described it. They were feeling each other out, but I think actually just in terms of threatening the goal, that's really what's been lacking. We've seen crosses come in, we've seen balls flash across the face of goal. There just hasn't been that figure waiting in the 6-yard box or the penalty spot to put a chance away. Is it just that the build-up play is so complicated that they can't commit bodies into the penalty area? Is it maybe a fear of a counter-attack? What is it?
A little bit. I mean, first of all, both teams are really well drilled and well coached, because you can quite clearly see there's no space anywhere. But it's almost like they when they get into the final third, both teams, and you don't expect it when you've got the likes of Ronaldo one end, Mbappe the other, they're just choosing the wrong option. And when we saw there, probably their best chance, Portugal's, is when Cancelo breaks a great run down the outside and he flashes one across the box, because that's the only really area we can hit. And everyone pulled up to the penalty spot, and you're thinking, well, get men in there. And then we've seen the other one with France. I mean, Kolo Muani, who I said had to be that kind of focal point in the box, he's kind of drifted out of the box. Mbappe's never finding himself in the box. So it's been I think the midfield play has been quite nice, little 1-2s here and there, some nice touches, some nice passes. But in terms of that real killer instinct in the final thirds of either team, it just hasn't been there.
It's strange, because we might say we want an older player who's going to be finishing his time with France after this competition, Olivier Giroud, who we know is going to try and dominate the penalty area. We're almost asking for him to come on. And maybe at the other end, when it comes to Cristiano Ronaldo and how Portugal have attacked, we're saying that they've got a penalty box figure, but they might need a slightly different point of attack if they're to improve in that area.
If I'm France, I'm bringing on Olivier Giroud straight away. Right now, you have to, because the amount of times Griezmann gets the ball wide or Jules Koundé gets up and looks up, there's no one in there. You've got Mbappe, he pulls to the edge of the box, and again, even if they want to bypass the press and go a little bit more direct, at least he'll fight Pepe, he'll get into Ruben Diaz, it'll be a nuisance, he'll cause a problem. But you're right, from Ronaldo, it almost feels like at the minute, from Portugal's perspective, it has to be the perfect pass or the perfect play, and sometimes that doesn't happen. Whereas I think for France, if you put a Giroud on, it necessarily doesn't have to be that, and he might go up, knock one down, and Mbappe puts it in, or Griezmann. But at the minute for France, and for Portugal, to be fair, it's almost got to be the perfect pass for someone to score at the minute, and I don't think you're going to see a game where that happens.
You said you'd bring on Olivier Giroud straight away for France. How long would you give Cristiano Ronaldo for Portugal?
Well, he's not going to take him off. So
how long would you give Cristiano Ronaldo if you were coaching?
Well, do you know what? Again, it's probably a difficult one. I'd probably opt to maybe take off a midfield player and put another one up there with him, because I still feel in this...
So you're just as bad as Roberto Martinez.
Oh, no, I'm not.
You sit here, he's not going to take him off. You wouldn't take him off either.
No, what I'm saying is, right, I would probably opt to take off a midfield player, maybe someone like a Vitinha who's done well, leave Bruno Fernandes and Paulinho there and get someone up there alongside him like a Diogo Jota, because I think certainly that ball that flashed across the box, we've seen it for Liverpool, he'd have got himself in there and he probably would have scored.
That's exactly the change, by the way, that Roberto Martinez made in the previous game against Slovenia, when that attack wasn't really clicking. Before the game, you highlighted the midfield battle, so I did want to ask you how you think it had gone. Two exceptional midfields cancelling each other out almost.
A little bit, yeah, and that's because both of them defensively have been really good. I mean, you're seeing the likes of Tchouameni getting on the ball, Kante and Camavinga, and Vitinha, Bruno Fernandes, to be fair to him, and Paulinho getting back into shape, latching onto the midfield player. So they have counted each other out, but again, as the game progresses and either team starts to get a little bit tired, you might start to see a little gap here and there. But for now, I expect the first 15 minutes in terms of that midfield battle to be exactly what we saw in the first half.
There is one thing you kept highlighting during commentary as well: Nuno Mendes and Rafael Leao down the left-hand side for Portugal, and Jules Koundé, the right-back, just not really knowing where he should be. We're going to keep a close eye on that in the second half as well. Darren Bent, thank you very much. That was the half-time highlights, thanks to Carling. 18+, please drink responsibly.
Half-time highlights on Talksport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18+, always drink responsibly.
You're listening to Euro Game Day Live on Talksport, presented by Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction and get your favourites delivered now. Half-time in Hamburg. We haven't really seen either team threaten the goal. Mbappe, Ronaldo, Griezmann, Leao, Fernandes, Silva, so many of them. Please, we need a goal at the break. It's Portugal 0, France 0.
Euro Game Day Live, delivered by Talksport with Burger King. What's better than a last-minute winner? A crispy chicken royale delivered straight to your door.
I need to get snacks, I need to get drinks, should have done this beforehand. I need to get treats, gotta find a BP, gotta find a BP. Oh, my mates say won't like me, gotta find a... Oh, there it is.
BP is here for all your big game essentials. Plus, BP Me Rewards members can earn points to put towards great saves.
Adam in the car 1, hungry mates 0.
BP, here for all of life's journeys. BP Me Rewards card or app required. For full T's and C's, visit bpmerewards.co.uk.
Here we are then, Jeff. Just minutes to go until the whistle. Will they make it?
Tense is an understatement, Jeff. There's so much riding on it. The question is, will they be able to find that extra gear when they need it most?
And here we go. Oh, yes, they've made it. That's why you drive a properly maintained vehicle.
Love to see that.
It's starting, come on.
Make sure your journey to the match is a smooth one. Book a free vehicle safety check today at quickfit.com or your local centre. Quickfit. Drive away happy every time.
When Andre sold his car on finance with Motorway, he got more money. Ooh!
What are you doing there?
He then put that extra money into tickets to follow his team around the country.
Come on, lads!
Selling on Motorway was completely stress-free, which is more than I can say about being a supporter of... Sell your car the more money way, where 84% of sellers sold for more. Motorway. Validated against 2 independent sources. Visit motorway.co.uk/claim.
Get match ready with Club Card prices. Like 2 for £8 on selected Fire Pit barbecue products. With Tesco Club Card, everyone can feel the to lower prices. Tesco, every little helps. Majority of larger stores ends 22nd of September, excludes Northern Ireland. Club Card or app required.
Strength comes from confidence, both on and off the pitch. And confidence starts with self-care. Upgrade your game with Dove Men Plus Care Advanced 72-hour sweat protection antiperspirant deodorant and Dove Men Plus Care 24-hour nourishing body wash. Perfect for your post-match shower. Now available in new eucalyptus and mint long-lasting fresh fragrance. Let confidence last with Dove Men Plus Care. Proud partners of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
Let's go live to hear about that winning goal.
The crowd's gone absolutely wild here. How on earth do you sum up your emotions right now?
Amazing. A hat-trick is just the best feeling ever.
Is it though? Is kicking a ball into the back of the net really better than food fulfillment from Burger King? That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction, like finishing the last bite of a Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus.
No.
Correct. Burger King. That's food fulfillment.
This tournament, prepare for greatness with William Hill. Get ready for last-minute winners, legendary goals, and, straight red cards. Oh, what was he thinking? Win 50% more on every remaining game this tournament with Bet Builder Extra, online or in the app. Only from William Hill. Available day before match to kick-off. Bet Builders are 3+ selections at 3-1 or more. Pre-match singles, match stake £20. Full T's and C's apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
Euro Game Day Live on Talksport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18+, always drink responsibly.
On 1089 and 1053 AM. Online, on the app, on your smart speaker.
Official broadcast of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
Talksport.
So just one shot on target in the first half here in Hamburg. Really one for the purists. We had some sharp and skillful play. It's all been about the tactical battle, really, as Portugal and France spent 45 minutes feeling each other out in the second quarter-final at Euro 2024. I'm Hugh Wisencroft. You're listening to Euro Game Day Live on TalkSport, presented by Carling, the UK's #1 lager. It's 18+. Please drink responsibly. And remember, the winners of this tie will face Spain in Munich on Tuesday after they eliminated the hosts, Germany, earlier live on TalkSport. It took a 190th minute winner from Mikel Moreno right before the right-back Danny Carvajal saw red for a second yellow card. OK, let's get the latest odds, all thanks to William Hill.
In the Zone on TalkSport with William Hill. Prepare for greatness with William Hill. 18+, gambleaware.org.
Hard to know where to go with this one. Portugal 0, France 0. Portugal 11-5 to win in normal time. France 19-10. The draw in 90 minutes is 7-5. Cristiano Ronaldo to score any time is 4-1. And the match to go all the way to penalties, 10-3. That's all thanks to William Hill. Terms and conditions apply. It's 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
In the Zone on TalkSport with William Hill. Prepare for greatness with William Hill. 18+, gambleaware.org.
we may go late into the evening here in Hamburg. That's always the risk at Wimbledon, so let's get the latest with TalkSport's Lisa O'Sullivan.
Emma Raducanu's planning a crash course in how to play doubles tonight. After cruising past Maria Sakkari into the fourth round of the ladies' singles, she dropped just 5 games and is switching focus to the mixed doubles with Andy Murray on court 1 tomorrow night. British qualifier Sonia Cartel put up a good fight against Coco Gauff, but the US Open champion's getting sharper with every set. 6-4, 6-love her win. Francis Tiafoe forced Carlos Alcaraz to 5 sets in his ongoing title defence. And on centre court, Yannick Sinner's currently 6-1, 6-4, 2-love up on Miramir Kekmanovic.
Lisa, thank you. Now, England face Switzerland tomorrow in their Euro 2024 quarter-final. It's live on TalkSport, all the build-up from 4 p.m. The Three Lions boss, Gareth Southgate, has been talking to TalkSport's Faye Carruthers about which players are available after last weekend's win over Slovakia and also the mood in the camp.
After what happened the other day, how pleased are you to be stood here, a bit relieved after all of that, and how has training been this past week?
Training's been really good. We had a couple of days to recover from obviously a long night and a lot of emotional energy, but yeah, our focus turned very quickly to this game and preparing as well as we could for this game.
And how is everyone? Is this the game that we're going to see Luke Shaw?
Well, he's available for us. Yeah, Mark Gay's the only player that we don't have available to start tomorrow.
That's good news. 4 quarter-finals in a row is an incredible achievement for an England manager. You must be personally really proud, and I know that you don't think about it in terms of personal achievements, but it's also going to be your 100th game, and I know that you're going to say to me, doesn't matter to me. But congratulations on behalf of everyone at TalkSport for that achievement, because it is some feat, and I hope you are going to enjoy it.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I am proud of it. All I would say is at this moment it's the least important statistic of the week, so yeah, I can't afford to be indulging myself in reminiscing on that. A huge game to prepare for. I think the fact we've been to 4 quarter-finals shows the consistency that we've had. Nobody else in Europe's been able to do that, but it also means we're not satisfied with being in a quarter-final, and I know that's how everybody at home feels as well.
England versus Switzerland, 5 o'clock kickoff tomorrow afternoon, build up from 4 p.m. in Dortmund. We will also have the final quarter-final between the Netherlands and Turkey straight after the conclusion of that game. It will be live though for you on TalkSport 2. All of the Portuguese players have been warming up at half-time here. The big screens zoom in on Cristiano Ronaldo. He's making his way down the tunnel. Kylian Mbappe and the French players are already out beneath us. We can only hope it's somewhat like the game we had between Spain and Germany a little bit earlier on. It was tense, it was dramatic, it went down to the wire, and it hasn't been anything like that in Hamburg so far this evening. I will leave you for the second half with the former England striker Darren Bent and TalkSport's Joe Shannon.
Well, it does have some way to go if it's to get anywhere near the standards of the first of the quarter-finals here at Euro 2024. But with so much flair and ability on both sides, surely there's hope that things will improve after a very underwhelming first 45 minutes, Darren Bent.
Yeah, really cagey. I mean, you said it there. Some of the players that are on the show, I mean, I was so excited and pumped about this game. After what we
jumping
saw,
up and down.
Honestly, from what we saw from Germany and Spain, you thought, right, this is going to live up to that with the players we've got on show, but it just hasn't been that. I get it. They're both maybe a little bit cagey, a little bit cautious, but at some point that's going to have to change. You're going to have to throw a little bit of caution to the wind, and I expect maybe after 15 minutes to start making changes.
Well, both teams are unchanged for the start of the second half, with the rather moody, cloudy skies darkening overhead. It is pretty mild here in Hamburg, not exactly a warm summer's evening. And Portugal will get the second half underway in just a moment. From left to right towards the France end of the stadium, Portugal red shirts, green shorts and red socks. And France in the change kit, white shirts with pinstripes, blue shorts and white socks. From right to left, is there going to be a moment of brilliance from one of the many attacking talents on the field to spark this quarter-final into life? Spain await the winners. Second half off and underway, live on TalkSport. Both teams unchanged. Portugal, Costa in goal, with Cancelo, Ruben Dias, Pepe on the ball now, and Nuno Mendes the back four. Polina and Vitinha holding. Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes and Leao behind Ronaldo up front. For France, Maignan in goal. Back four right to left, Koundé, Upamecano, Saliba and Hernandez. Three in midfield of Camavinga, Tchouaméni and Conte, with Kolo Muani and Griezmann in support of Mbappe in attack. And both benches are star-studded as well. Lots of spectators still making their way back to their seats early in the second half here in northern Germany. We're sat high up in the main stand to the left of the halfway line, right behind the Portugal dugout, where Roberto Martinez has been pacing up and down throughout. And Portugal have started the second half almost exclusively with all of the possession. Portugal here, barely a French touch on the ball in the opening minute of the second period. 0-0 the score, and you'd like to think it will open up, but both teams have been very good off the ball so far. Both very well coached it out of possession, Darren.
Yes, they have been. I mean, both teams, again, still in that 4-3-3 system, because both of them have not really conceded any chances up until this point. But I do wonder how long it will be before one of the coaches are brave. They have to be brave. Roberto Martinez or Didier Deschamps, where they go, do you know what? I'm not happy with us just being in the game now. I want to go on and try and win it. I'd be interested to see which one kind of blinks first, because I think that would be a massive sign as well.
France came into the night having had 69 shots in their first 4 games that produced just 3 goals. 2 of them were own goals. One of them was a penalty.
Harsh on Muani, because I thought that was his guy. I know it took a little deflection, but
should have been given as Kolo Muani's goal.
I thought he was going in.
And Jan Vertonghen was credited with the own goal. Cancelo back to the halfway line for Portugal. Pepe in possession, centre circle. Again, a very tepid, low-key start to the second half. Feels almost like a friendly rather than a major tournament quarter-final. Corner of the penalty area, Bernardo Silva. Left-footed cross, hangs it up very high, and it's chested down with consummate ease by Hernandez to goalkeeper Maignan. And again, Ronaldo jumps up into the air in frustration. Has looked a bit petulant and very frustrated over the course of the knockout stages so far. Cristiano Ronaldo. Portugal failing to score after extra time against Slovenia, winning it 3-0 on penalty kicks. Very mixed night for Ronaldo that night. Hardly had an opportunity, hardly had a sniff at goal here in the quarterfinals. Spain 2, Germany 1 after extra time earlier. Here is Hernandez. The winners of this tie play Spain in the semis. Ball is back to Griezmann. 25 yards out, he slips. Vitinha scampers forward to win it back. And he's just going to charge on his own. Over halfway, but he's blocked off by Camavinga. Sandwiched in between 2 white shirts there, Vitinha. Didn't really have any support, 0-0.
Well, he could have popped it into Ronaldo, because there was nowhere on the planet he was running away from Camavinga, Tchouaméni and Kanté. All 3 of them were running after him, and he tried to pop it between all 3 of them and run away, when the simple pass would have been to Ronaldo, who was 5 yards to his left.
Portugal have got through 4 of their 6 major tournament quarter-finals to date. The ball has been given away by Portugal to Conte, 30 yards out left to centre, and in possession for France. Shuffled up the inside left channel by Camavinga. Hernandez racing after it. What a good sliding tackle by Cancelo. Whipped it from under the toes of Theo Hernandez, then says get up, get on with it. But he's given it away to Kolo Muani. Gets the return ball, controls it on his shoulder about a yard from the edge of the penalty area. Polina then steps in to sweep it clear. Hernandez is belatedly up to his feet. Still feels he should have had a free kick. No chance. Great tackle, Cancelo.
No chance from Cancelo there. Great tackle. But then his pass in field, he tried to just clip it to Paulina and hit it to Kolo Muani. But again, everything that both teams are doing in that final third feels off the cuff. Doesn't look like it's any routines, any patterns of play. It's just someone who's a good player just trying to come up with something.
Here's Kylian Mbappe, corner of the penalty area, 1-2 with Conte, shoots, and it's gathered by Costa. The ball rattled right into the chest of Diego Costa, held it well. Electric little 1-2 there between Mbappe and Conte. First shot of any real note in the game from France's main man, their number 10 so far.
That was lovely there, little intricate play between him and Kanté. Kanté knew exactly what to do, just pop it off to him first time and let him come onto it and hit it. But I just think by the time the shot came in from Mbappe, it was about a yard away from his body, so he couldn't really open out and really get that real purchase, that bend into that far corner. But good play, and that's what we're talking about in final third, the little patterns of play.
Oh, Nuno Mendes has escaped. Koundé in down the left hand side. Was he tripped by Upamecano? The ball goes out into the gloves of Maignan, and Michael Oliver says no penalty. The touch was slightly heavy from Nuno Mendes, and it looked like he flung himself to ground as Upamecano came to meet him. No penalty given.
Do you know what? I think he's lucky there, Nuno Mendes, because as he flies forward and he jumps, he almost jumps straight back up, because I thought he tried to dive. But as he goes forward, he realises there's no contact there. He jumps and then jumps up really quickly.
Now France on the attack at the other end. 50 minutes played. It's still Portugal 0, France 0 in the quarterfinals of Euro 2024. Repeat of the 2016 final this game. Griezmann, reverse ball, inside left channel. Conte tries to cut it back. The cross is turned away by João Cancelo. It'll drop for Griezmann. Teases it backwards now to Tchouaméni. Thinks about having a go for goal. He does. A huge power behind that drive. Blocked by the back of Polina, who's then pinged a high ball towards the left wing position. He's going to overhit that, Polina. And Maignan has raced across. He's stopped the ball from going out of play for a goal kick. The French keeper, all in yellow. He'll bring the ball forward, and France can start an attack from their defensive third with William Saliba. Over the top by Camavinga. Great ball towards Mbappe. Ruben Dias retreating, got his head to it, and then Pepe heads it further clear. Excellent defending from the two centre-halves. It's come back to Griezmann. Is it finally starting to open up a little now in the last 8 time? Griezmann taps it back to Tchouaméni. On to Camavinga with the long hair. He's steered it wide to the left, and Theo Hernandez. 2-3 to him in the middle. Back to N'Golo Conte. Lovely way to pass. Down the left, Hernandez with the cross. Nobody there to tap it in. Should have been 1-0. Now Koundé delivers. It's blocked by Bruno Fernandes at the near post, and he hacks it downfield. Ronaldo chases it. A little slow to anticipate. Upamecano back to Maignan. Big chance for France. That stays 0-0. Here's Darren Bent.
There it is again. Great play from Hernandez, and he rolls it across the 6-yard box, and no one's in there. And that's what we're speaking about. They keep getting into these areas. Mbappe, we know how good he is, but there are times you just got to think about his position.
Great ball, Tchouaméni, lofted crossfield, left to right, chested down by Koundé, down by the dead ball line. He whips in a good delivery, slightly overhit though. Mbappe can't reach it, neither can Kolo Muani. And again, the French scoring instinct deserts them when they needed it the most after good build-up play.
When a game's tight like this, those are freebies, those are big opportunities for you. I mean, it's a great ball again from Hernandez. There's not a lot of pace on it. He just rolls it across the 6-yard box, and you're saying, somebody just get in there and tap it in the empty net, make yourself a hero. And they all pull out to the penalty spot. He can't find you in that area. When you're a natural centre forward, those type of finishes, we call them freebies, because you haven't got to think about it. You just tap it in the empty net.
Stakes are so high for a French team that are used to getting to the very latter stages of major tournaments under the stewardship of Didier Deschamps. World Cup winners France in 2018, beaten finalists of course in Qatar, beaten in Paris by Portugal in the Euros in 2016. Portugal's finest European Championship moment. And as I say, Portugal, good record in their European Championship quarter-finals. Only failed against Czechia in 96 and against Germany in 2008. Vitinha's got the ball. Floodlights on here, and in fact the lights are coloured in the various colours of both teams on the roof. Good reverse ball at the left-hand touchline by Ronaldo, and Rafael Leao beaten to it by Upamecano. Nearly sent Leao into the electronic advertising hoarding. It'll be a throw to Portugal. Still at times quite low-key the tempo from the Portuguese side. Still 0-0. Ronaldo though has won a corner, and Ronaldo scampers into the box, wants the corner taken quickly, and of course he wants to get himself on the end of it. Still searching for his first goal of the tournament, aside from that penalty that he scored in the shootout.
Yeah, he is, and this is another big opportunity because it almost looks like no one's really carving out any clear-cut opportunities. The set plays are going to be vital, but they have to get the delivery right. For me, the first half, the deliveries into the box simply weren't good enough.
In front of the masses of French fans in blue behind the goal to our right-hand side. It's 0-0 in the 54th minute. Bruno Fernandes to float in the corner. Bernardo Silva back post. Couldn't meet it. Mbappe in the way. He's hurt himself. Dinked back in by Cancelo. Maignan punches away. It'll drop down to Bruno Fernandes. Mbappe is still down holding his face. Did the ball hit him on his nose, which he broke in the first match day. Meanwhile, France on the counter. 3 against 2. Charging forward. Griezmann up the middle. Kolo Muani to his right. No foul on Griezmann by Polina. The referee has now stopped the game, Michael Oliver, signalling to the French bench that they can get the physios on. Mbappe in heading the corner away, and I think, by the way, here Vitinha might get a yellow card. In heading the corner away there, Mbappe, did he actually hurt himself? Did it come off his nose? He's taken off his mask, he's put it over his head, and the French captain is lying on his back, holding that broken nose. And when Bernardo Silva headed it down, he headed it against the face, the side of the face of Kylian Mbappe, and he's clearly in some discomfort here. The French captain lying on his back inside his own penalty area.
Looked really surprising because it looked like it hit him on the side of the head, which shouldn't impact his nose. But I mean, Michael Oliver is saying no, but that's a foul to France because Antoine Griezmann and Kante, I think it's Kolo Muani actually, they are tearing forward. I think it's 3v2. it's a foul. Paulinho drags down Antoine Griezmann, and then Michael Oliver saying, no, I'm going back for the Mbappe tackle. I didn't quite understand that one because it was 3v2. So it was almost a blatant foul from Paulinho as the three players are breaking forward.
Well, these are worrying times for the French, and many former French stars watching the game tonight in the VIP section. Christian Carambeau and Robert Pires and Luis Figo of Portuguese fame is here tonight as well. And Mbappe's back on his feet. It's interesting, isn't it, Darren? The header from Bernardo Silva seems to have hit the side of the face of Mbappe, but maybe it's moved the mask because it was at great pace and at such close range, and he's fiddled with the mask a few times as he's had to wear it over the last 3 matches, including tonight, Kylian Mbappe. And he's back on his feet. France will be temporarily down to 10 men. There's always so much concern whenever he goes down with even the slightest issue. 56 minutes gone. Intriguingly set up this quarter-final. Portugal 0, France 0. Mbappe will be back on shortly. And at the other end, I think France wanted a free kick on the break, but they didn't get it from the referee.
I don't quite know how it's not a free kick. Quite clearly, Paulinho drags Griezmann's shirt to the floor, and then Michael Oliver goes back to look after Mbappe. I mean, it wasn't a head injury. He headed the ball against his head.
We said, by the way, Vitinha had been booked. I don't think he had. I think he actually picked up the referee's yellow card, which Michael Oliver dropped, so no booking. Rafael Leao, left wing, overhit cross, right-footed again. In swinging, evades Ronaldo. Ronaldo applauds the intent this time. There's no shrug of the shoulders or throwing his arms up into the air. But both teams are capable of much better quality than this. Surely it's on either Martinez or Deschamps to be the braver of the two and perhaps make a substitution that could start to change the course of this game. Both teams have, again, riches on the bench. Both teams have players warming up Darren Bent as Mbappe has now come back onto the field and he's readjusted his mask and put it back on properly.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Joe. When you start looking at the benches, it looks like this game might be won from the bench. I mean, both teams have got luxuries. You mean Kingsley Coman, who hasn't really seen, I think, hardly any minutes in this tournament. You've got him. We spoke about Osman Dembele as well. He could change the outcome of a game. Diogo Jota. There's so many options for both teams.
Kolo Muani carelessly strays offside in the right wing position on the far side of the field with 6-7 Portugal players back. Good decision from the English assistant on that far side. Still the noise tremendous, echoing round the two tiers here in Hamburg, and lots of fans enjoying the fan zone in the city centre earlier on. The ground a little bit of a drive outside the city centre. Many Germany fans here watching the action in Hamburg after the disappointment of their team's early exits. Beaten by Spain after extra time earlier. The winners of this tie will play Spain in the semis, and tomorrow I'll build up from 6 a.m. on Talksport, game day breakfast for England against Switzerland at 5, and we'll have a phone-in after the game on Talksport. Hours and hours of reaction, whatever happens for Gareth Southgate's team. And at 8 o'clock on Talksport 2, it'll be Netherlands against Turkey. Every game of the tournament live. Then we're into the Olympics, and then we're your home of the EFL. And of course, more than 120 Premier League matches for you across next season on the network. All of the live football, all of the time with us. Paulinho's got it in the centre circle. Nearly an hour gone. Still 0-0. Dinked out to the left by Pepe to Nuno Mendes. Reverse ball to Rafael Leao. He tears away from Koundé. He's into the area. Can he put it back and go all the way, maybe? Sliding in his Koundé. Last moment, Camavinga was there to turn it behind for a corner. Good intervention from Camavinga.
Do you know what? It's great play from Rafael Leao, but he has to take that extra touch and allow Camavinga to get back because no one makes a run. I mean, Ronaldo stands in the penalty spot. Ronaldo Silva pulls to the edge of the box. What he needs is one of those attackers to really get into that 6-yard box to make his mind up for him. But the reason why he gets tackled is because he has to take that extra touch more than he should do.
Noise levels cranking up in Hamburg, but Bruno Fernandes will take the corner. In swinging from the far side, right-footed into the near post. Cleared away only as far as Bernardo Silva. Had to glance the ball back to Nuno Mendes, a long way from goal. Now Bernardo Silva back to goal in front of the French dugout. He's had to drift back towards the halfway line, and that attack comes to nothing, at least for now. Ruben Dias standing tall. Square ball to the deep lying midfield player Paulinho. Dinked over the top, Vitinha. Gathered by Maignan on the penalty spot almost there. The goalkeeper was an intriguing late run up the middle from Bruno Fernandes, but the Manchester United captain couldn't get on the end of it. Forward by Tchouaméni, given away. Portugal are having a good spell now of possession. Vitinha on the halfway line, fouled by Tchouaméni, who was just desperate in his anxiety to try and get it back. An hour gone and it's still goalless, Darren.
When you say two teams are both playing safe, I mean, there's been about, in the last 2 minutes, Ronaldo has made some unbelievable runs where he's come short, he's spun in behind, he's run between the two centre-halves, and no one's seen him. Vitinha looks at him and then plays the safe option, and I can understand why he's getting so frustrated.
Oh, great ball forward to Bruno Fernandes! Good save by Maignan, and Tchouaméni scrambles it away, almost slipped. What a pass, Cancelo, to find Bruno Fernandes. Right-hand edge of the penalty area, denied by the dive of the goalkeeper. Now Cancelo left-footed curler, a couple of yards wide of the top corner of the goal, and Portugal suddenly are turning up the heat on France, almost out of nowhere.
That's the run and that's the pass from Cancelo. Great run from Bruno Fernandes, but the weighted pass with the outside of his foot from Cancelo into that right-hand channel. And Bruno Fernandes, to be fair to him, he does everything right in that instance. He goes across the goalkeeper, and Mike Maignan makes a really good save, strong wrist, and palms it into safety. But that's what they've got to do. Stop playing safe, start running behind, and start trying to pick your teammates out rather than playing to feet every time.
Over 300 minutes now without a Portugal goal at the tournament. 0-0 it remains, but much better from Roberto Martinez's team, and that's really sparked the fans. There's a couple of fans standing right on the edge, very edge of the stand, almost on the advertising, and they're not even watching the game, they're just conducting the crowd at the moment.
They're braver than I am, because boy, that's a long drop, that.
It's about a 10-foot fall, isn't it? Let's hope they can hang on. Well, they've got stewards right behind them ready to catch them, I'm sure. Maybe not. 0-0 it remains here. Mbappe back to goal, a bit subdued again tonight. Mbappe floated ball wide by Tchouaméni to the near side of the left. Hernandez from the corner flag pulls it back to Mbappe, corner of the penalty area. He's got Cancelo and Bernardo Silva to beat. Walking pace now. Back to Conte, 25 yards out. Tackled by Polini. Saliba strokes the ball wide left to Tchouaméni. Infield from the near side touchline. Tchouaméni with a dreadful slice shot that almost went out for a throw. And the French cannot find the formula they lead. And Didier Deschamps turns away in frustration. It's Euro Game Day live on Talksport with Burger King. Bring home the ultimate food satisfaction. Get your favourites delivered now. It's 0-0, and that sort of speculative effort from Tchouaméni isn't going to get the job done. And Portugal now coming forward at the other end with a tenacious Vitinha. Vitinha's charged up the left-hand side. Further wide is Rafael Leao. Back to Vitinha. What a save! Oh, and Hernandez. Ronaldo back heel. What a save again! Mike Maignan keeping the French level. What an instinctive stop that was, and then he got up to deny Ronaldo's back heel from an impossible angle. Somehow stays out, somehow 0-0.
Rafael Leao has been the best player. Every single time he gets the ball, he's making things happen. And Vitinha makes a really good run, and the timing of the pass from Rafael Leao was perfect. He just leaves it in there. Vitinha comes onto it. He just can't direct it enough. I mean, Mike Magnan's in the right position, holds his position at that near post, and what he wants to do, Vitinha, is open out and try and find the back post, and he can't. But it's another really good save from Mike Maignan.
Instinctive with his chest, and then up to deny Ronaldo with the rebound. Portugal knocking at the door. Is their mini goal drought about to come to an end here? Bruno Fernandes to take the corner. Near side, their right. This, I believe, will be corner number 8. He's called Leao over, but he's shaping now to whip this ball in himself. Bruno Fernandes, right-footed, headed away by Saliba. Otherwise, Ronaldo was behind him. Leao back to the halfway line. It was a double save from Maignan. Ronaldo, very impressive improvised effort from an impossible angle, and Maignan got up to turn that away. He has been one of France's best players across the tournament, the goalkeeper.
I think he has been France's best player. I mean, again today, the save from Bruno Fernandes, the save from Vitinha there, and then Ronaldo. He's the one who's keeping France in this game. But looking at the two managers and you're looking at what Portugal are doing, they're just turning that screw a little bit more, and they look like they're the team that's going to go on and win it. I think Didier Deschamps needs to make a change from somewhere. I think either you need to bring on Kingsley Coman or Dembele or Giroud. You need to change something, because at the minute they're too easy to play against.
20 minutes into the second half. Portugal 0, France 0, but maybe not for much longer. What a burst from the very talented Vitinha of PSG. One time, Wolves loanee Vitinha, so close to his first ever Portugal goal, but denied by the big frame of Maignan.
You have to give, if you're Portugal, you have to give Rafael Leao the ball every single time. I mean, he's hugging that touchline. I'm looking at it now. It's 2v1. You've got him out there. You've got Mendes out there, and no help for Koundé whatsoever.
Vitinha swept it wide to Leao, onto Mendes, hugging that far side left touchline. Vitinha bringing the energy and the dynamism to the Portuguese game in the middle at the moment. He's got Mendes on his outside. It has to drive infield to the midway point of the French half. Clipped crossfield left to right by Polini. Just it down by João Cancelo. Further wide on the near side, the right is Bernardo Bernardo Silva. They're trying to stretch France here as we head towards the final quarter of normal time. No foul, Tchouameni on Ruben Dias. Ball is only half away by the French. Won back with interest by Nuno Mendes, but his momentum took him out of possession, and Griezmann clears upfield. Up towards Kolo Muani, who's made very little impact in the game. He has kept the ball in, though, on the far side, the right, and Koundé's forward on the underlap. Kolo Muani darts infield, flicks it back out wide, gets it back here. Kolo Muani's through! It's wide! Fire a deflection off Ruben Dias. It looked as though the net was about to bulge. French subs have got heads in hands, and Kolo Muani denied by the most last-ditch of last-ditch challenges from Ruben Dias.
Well, he's lucky because it's going wide. I mean, it's a poor finish. I mean, it brought back World Cup vibes when he went through at the very end against Martinez for Argentina. But that finish there, he has to score it. But even when they look at the camera angle from behind, it's going wide. It's a really poor finish. In a game that means this much and it's that tight, you have to score in that situation.
France make a change. Dembele for Griezmann. Dembele's taken the corner short to Hernandez. Hernandez dinks in the left-footed cross, headed away by Pepe. One goal may be enough to win this quarter-final for either team. With Spain waiting in the wings. Into the final quarter of normal time. England against Switzerland on Talksport tomorrow at 5. Live from Dusseldorf. And then we'll be in Berlin on Talksport 2 for Netherlands against Turkey. Dembele for Griezmann, the first French change. Dembele driving infield from the right-hand side. He takes the ball onto his left foot, thinks about a shot, then twists back onto his right-hand channel. Dembele tries to then whack it through the middle. It's cleared away. There was a sea of red shirts in front of him. No way he was going to pick out that pass. He has found Mbappe. Brilliant first touch. Second the shot. Charged down by Nuno Mendes. Costa, the goalkeeper, prevents the corner.
Dembele's come on the pitch for about 2 minutes and he's already making a big impact because he's so direct. Every single time he gets the ball, he tries to go at the fullback. He cuts inside there, tries to play Mbappe in. And I think this is probably a change I would have made earlier. I know we're only on 67 minutes, but I just think Dembele's pace unsettles anyone. And when you've got as much as he's got, I wouldn't even play to his feet. Every single time I'd get it, I'd spin it in behind and say, get after that.
Well, it was intriguingly poised even in the first half, Darren, you and I were saying, but now there's the creativity and the chances starting to come for both teams.
Well, Deschamps had to do something. Portugal were getting on top. They were the ones creating the chances. Mike Maignan keeping them in the game. And France hadn't offered anything. But just these last couple of minutes now, you had the opportunity there from Kolo Muani, who had to score. You've got Dembele now, who just rolled in Mbappe. They had to change something.
Well, you said it just then, didn't you? That defining miss in the World Cup final, that wonder save from Martinez, but he had the World Cup on his right boot, Kolo Muani. And he potentially had the semi-finals of the European Championship on it there, but
the tackle saved him, because even when we saw the replay,
was going well wide.
It was going well wide.
Ballooned ball crossfield by Cancelo, header away by Jules Koundé from the right-back position. In fairness to Ruben Dias, there was no way he knew it was going wide. As far as he's concerned, got a pat on the back from Pepe. That's a brilliant block.
Great defending. Just getting there ahead of the attacker, just putting your body on the line, make sure you get some form of contact on the ball, and he did that. I think both the centre-halves from Portugal have defended really well.
Ruben Dias has got possession, just shy of the halfway line now. Vitinha's got the ball. Ronaldo and Mbappe, one shot apiece in the game so far. But as we've been telling you throughout, it's not all just about the so-called main men. There's so much ability across both 11s and indeed from the bench. I wonder whether Portugal will think about changes at any stage. Pepe crosses the halfway line with his pass out to the far side, the left, and Nuno Mendes a long way from our commentary position. Portugal from left to right. Bernardo Silva breaking between the lines away from Conte, shuffles it left to Leao. Only Ronaldo really in the penalty area waiting for any sort of cross, and he's being marshalled by the two centre halves. Ronaldo on the waiting for the cross, which is cleared away by Camavinga. It's nodded down by Pellini towards the edge of the French penalty area, picked up by N'Golo Conte. Conte's got Dembele ahead of him, but he elects to check backwards, plays a conservative ball back to Koundé instead. Koundé diagonal pass, pinged onto the chest of Theo Hernandez, trots over the halfway line into Portuguese territory. Now Camavinga increases the pace and the intent. Square ball infield to Kolo Muani, 10 yards from the edge of the box. Great layoff wide to the left-hand side. It's Dembele twisting, turning into the penalty area. Oh, it's come to Camavinga from the angle. He's steered it wide. Camavinga from a tight angle, right-footed, seemed set to score the goal, but he couldn't find the target somehow. Inches wide of the far post, but it really should have been 1-0 to France. It almost looked easier to score, or at least to hit the target, than to miss.
Does everything right. I mean, he moves it onto his right foot and he tries to lift it over Diego Costa, which he does, but he just gets it the wrong side of the post. But again, that's the Dembele effect. He's got Nuno Mendes up 1v1 and Pepe has to go out of his space, out of that area, to go and help him, and that creates a 2v1, and that's where Camavinga runs into that space and he's got to score. I mean, at least hit the target. I know what he's trying to do, but in that situation you've got to hit the target.
Both teams have had big chances to have scored the first goal of the quarter-final. 20 minutes to go, and now it really is becoming interesting. Dembele is not always the most popular player amongst the French supports, but he's been excellent since coming on. He's only been on for a matter of 3 or 4 minutes.
You just don't know what you're going to get from him. I've watched him so many times and I'm waiting. I mean, he's got all the attributes. He can go either foot, obviously he's both-footed, he's quick as they come, but just that last little bit of quality in the final third has let him down on a few occasions.
Here comes Hernandez, who's tried to charge up the near side, the left wing, to get on the end of a crossfield ball. Back to Camavinga, and the pace slows. Portugal, red and green, all behind the ball. Defending the end that houses the bulk of their supporters, though there are fans of both teams dotted all around the stadium. Out wide to the far side, the right, Dembele drills a low ball in, stabbed away by Pepe. It'll drop down to Conte, not as efficient with the ball. Conte, Tchouaméni has to retreat possession on the halfway line, and that's stalled some of the momentum in the attack. Deschamps and Martinez, the head coaches, either side of the halfway line, about 20 yards apart, both in dark suits. Deschamps with the grey hair, his arms are folded, he turns back towards his dugout now. 12 years in charge, having won the World Cup as a player and as a head coach. Can he do the same in the European Championship as a head coach here with France this year? Nelson Semedo getting some final instructions for Portugal. He'll be onto the field shortly. Played every game of the tournament so far, the Wolves man. Tchouaméni for France, he'd kept possession. Angled ball out to the right-hand side. Dembele gets beyond Rafael Leao, whips in a low cross, cleared away by Pepe again. Pepe's clearance for a France throw. Would a single goal be enough to win it for either team with 18 to go? I think it probably would, Darren Bent.
It looks that way. I mean, Dembele's come on, we've spoken about it. He's getting at the fullback. He went past Rafael Leao there, put a cross in. It looks like both managers now thinking, do you know what? We can't just wait to get beat. We've got to try and win this game, and then both making, I think, really positive substitutions.
Got a French photographer in front of us. He just turned to the commentary position, puffed out his cheeks, as if to suggest this is getting really tense and nervy now. It's been much more enjoyable now that the game has opened up. There's a little more jeopardy in it and a little more willingness to go for it from both teams. 17 minutes of normal time left. Jules Koundé 5 yards in the corner of the penalty area. Wide to Ousmane Dembele. Threads the ball up towards the edge of the box. Then he gets another chance to cross. Blocked by Pepe. Comes back to Dembele under pressure from Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes gets the better of him in that physical duel, and it's sent skywards and away from danger by Rafael Leao. You're with Talksport, the Euro Sports Bar Weekender, after we're done here in Hamburg. The ball is now with Dembele. Tricky feet, edge of the area. Left-footed corner! Wide! Not by much from Ousmane Dembele. It had Diego Costa, the goalkeeper, statuesque. Curls high and wide of goal in the end. As I say, not by too many yards at all, as Portugal get ready for a double substitution. Here's Darren Bent.
I'm telling you now, taking off Cancelo for Nelson Semedo, and Cancelo is not happy in the slightest, and I can understand it. I think he's been decent. I think he's defended well. He supplied Bruno Fernandes with an opportunity. The fact that they're taking him off, I mean, he's shaking his head, and I can fully understand why. He's got to be annoyed. He's done well.
What do you think about Bruno Fernandes coming off? The youngster and the match winner on the first game of the group stage is Conceição as well, Darren. That's quite a big call from Roberto Martinez.
Here it is as well. I mean, Bruno Fernandes again, he's looked sharp, he's looked lively, he had the big opportunity, but I do like Conceição. I like how direct he is. I think every time he gets the ball, like Rafael Leao on that side, he'll look to take the fullback on, and with Theo Fernandes and how on the front foot he is and how attack-minded he is, that might just leave space for Conceição to run the other way.
Son of Sergio Conceição, former Portugal player. Francisco, 21 years of age, sparkling first major tournament, and he's been entrusted potentially here with trying to help Portugal find a winner, maybe in normal time. We'll see. 15 minutes to go for the right to play Spain in the semi-finals next Tuesday in Munich. Every single game of the tournament live on Talksport. It's Euro Game Day Live, presented by Carling, the UK's #1 lager, 18 plus. Please drink responsibly. Polinia's got the ball on the halfway line. He swept it wide to the near side, and Semedo took it in his stride well. Ronaldo was calling for it early, didn't get the cross. Jostling with Upamecano inside the penalty area. That is a fascinating battle. Ronaldo throws his arms up into the air. He wanted the early ball in. You can understand it from Ronaldo. It was a good run inside the 18-yard box.
I've seen him do a number of those this second half, where he's made little intelligent runs, little darts, little 5-yard bursts, and no one's been brave enough to play the pass.
Conceição, square ball back to the centre circle where Bernardo Silva is waiting. Now here comes Bernardo Silva again, the number 10, in a very deep lying position here. Skies have gone very dark overhead. Vitinha picks up possession, faced up by Kolo Muani. The French have got everybody back behind the ball. Polina spins and turns away. Not been a classic, this one, but certainly the second half has been a better watch. Roberto Martinez standing well outside his technical area as he tries to point the way forward here for Portugal. Campaign of both teams at the Euros on a knife edge here in the quarterfinals, where it's still 0-0. 14 minutes left.
There was the run again from Rafael Leao. He absolutely makes an incredible run between Upamecano and Jules Koundé. Vitinha looks up, he could play the pass, there's enough space to put it in there, and he just shies away from it again and plays safe. And I think the one time they didn't do that was when Bruno Fernandes made that run. I mean, Ronaldo just done another one, into out type of run, and then just not playing the pass.
They're just too worried about making a mistake. Where's the courage amid all of the obvious quality that both teams have?
But Cancelo did it, and Bruno Fernandes got in, and he had a shot on Mike Maignan, made a really good save. But they just haven't done that enough.
Courage and bravery might be enough to win the game. Nelson Semedo can't reach a dink ball upfield by Ruben Dias, and Mbappe's kept the ball in play near the French left-back position. It's cleared long by Hernandez, nodded down by Ruben Dias. Conte gets in front of Ronaldo to intercept, and Conte thought about going back to his goalkeeper, saw that Bernardo Silva was there, so Conte's had to hoist it high and long downfield. Kolo Muani can't chest it down, grappling with Ruben Dias. Referee says play on. Kolo Muani chasing back on Vitinha, sticks out a leg a couple of times. Michael Oliver let the play continue, then said it was a foul by Kolo Muani. Free kick Portugal.
Good play there from Vitinha, because he had Kolo Muani chasing him down, and Muani I thought got up really well to try and hold the ball. But I didn't think that was a foul again. I think Michael Oliver was too quick to blow his whistle. He's quite clearly not making a tackle. He's got his arms up in the air. Again, another, I'm not sure about the decision.
Ball is out on the left-hand side in Portugal's possession. Leao back to Nuno Mendes. Now Vitinha. Portugal know what it's like to have to play extra time at Euro 2024 and to do it in the round of 16. Again, after a goalless draw against Slovenia, went all the way to penalties that night in Frankfurt. Conceição infield to the corner of the penalty area, and Semedo. France with everybody back behind the ball. So far in the knockouts, 3 ties have gone to extra time, including the first for quarterfinals earlier. Spain beating Germany, and Semedo wins Portugal a corner off Camavinga. One chance, one goal. Maybe all either team needs. 0-0.
Good run there from Semedo, running in behind Conceição, and Camavinga having to track him all the way out there. And again, really good play, but that's what I'm talking about. Not everything's got to be defeat. You've got to be a little bit braver. Start running in behind. Start trying to play that pass. I mean, Semedo's won himself a corner there, inside a corner.
Here goes Bernardo Silva to whip it in, left-footed and in, swinging from the near side of the field at the French end of the stadium. Nervy moments now for France here. Polina, Ronaldo, Ruben Dias and Pepe are all there. Bernardo Silva, high ball into the 6-yard box, punched away two-handed by Maignan, back in by Vitinha, and Kolo Muani with an awkward clearance over his shoulder, half away from danger. Then Conte on in front of Vitinha. The ball is steered towards the left by Polina, cleared away by Koundé. Now Mbappe jinks away from Pepe, but not beyond Polina, who slid in, and Mbappe's gone down. Oh, yellow card for Polina. Referee thought it was a foul on Kylian Mbappe. Polina wags his finger. Michael Oliver was pretty sure. 0-0. 11 minutes to go plus added time, or we'll have extra time. Darren Bent.
No foul whatsoever. Paulina stays along the ground. He slides in. He almost makes the tackle with his shins. And the fact that they've given that to Mbappe, another poor decision for Michael Oliver. Too quick to blow his whistle, too quick to get his cards out. Because Paulina, Mbappe chops inside Pepe and he's away. And Paulina slides along the floor and makes the tackle with his shin. Poor decision again.
The 2016 final went to extra time. Maybe the 2024 quarter-final between Portugal and France likewise. Both teams have had chances to win it so far. Maybe more will be forthcoming as we tick towards the final 10. Camavinga facing his own goal. Back to William Saliba. Now Maignan. Both sides set up very strategically, quite rigid off the ball. Neither team wants to give anything away, not a shred of vulnerability. Here is Dembele, little glancing blow onto Koundé. It's about 15 yards into the Portuguese half. Then there was a slip by Leao. That's allowed Conte to dart forward. Conte got on the penalty area, dinks a cross in, not a good delivery, gathered by Diogo Costa. Didn't look comfortable there in that attacking position, N'Golo Conte.
No, I can understand what he's trying to do. I mean, Kolo Muani makes a little intelligent run behind Paulinho, and he's trying to get in between the two centre halves, but N'Golo Conte just puts a little bit too much on it and allows the goalkeeper, Diogo Costa, to just come and get it.
Oh, we'll be getting the train to Berlin tomorrow for Netherlands against Turkey, which could be very open. And before that, on Talksport, England against Switzerland at 5 o'clock, with all the pre-match build-up and post-match reaction into the night on Talksport for you. Here is Ruben Dias, 10 yards shy of the halfway line, and a square ball to Pepe. Just waiting for that glimmer, that side of goal for Ronaldo or Mbappe. Neither, in fairness, have managed to manufacture or have had that manufactured for them yet, Darren.
And both of them have had opportunities where the ball's flashed across the box. I mean,
yeah, true.
France had the opportunity where Hernandez puts it across the 6-yard box and Mbappe pulls out to the penalty spot, so he's not there. And the same thing for Portugal as well. They've done the same for Nuno Mendes, I think it was. He puts it to a really good area and Ronaldo pulls up to the penalty spot rather than getting himself into that 6 yards. So both of them could have had tap-ins.
Good reverse ball by Rafael Leao. The flag has stayed down. Vitinha down by the corner flag. Trying to check away from N'Golo Conte. The cross is blocked. It's a Portugal throw. Midway inside France territory, far side of the field. Flags of nations from around the world dotted all across the stadium here in Hamburg. Germany, the hosts, out today, beaten by Spain 2-1 after extra time. So Spain, the first team into the semi-finals. The winner of this tie will play Spain on Tuesday. And then the other semi-final, either England or Switzerland against Netherlands or Turkey. The final next Sunday the 14th in Berlin. Here is Conceição, darting away from Kylian Mbappe, only momentarily the diminutive Conceição. Wide out on the near side is Nelson Semedo. Back to Ruben Dias, like a chess match here. Which of the two sides will open up again? They seem to have gone back into themselves, both teams, looking inward rather than outward at the moment. Late in normal time.
It sparked into life, didn't it, for about 10 minutes, and then, as you said there, it looks like both teams now are almost just like, okay, let's have a breather for 5 minutes.
The Meccano's carried the ball out of defence, and then has played a dreadful crossfield ball. Behind Mbappe, intercepted by his opposite number, Bernardo Silva. Tangle of legs with Mbappe. Mbappe, I think, did get the ball. Momentum took Bernardo Silva to ground, and Michael Oliver said, play on.
I mean, it's an awful pass from moving Meccano, because the simple pass was Dembele, who'd absolutely bust the gut to run in behind Nuno Mendes. That should have been the pass.
It's a little pirouette on the halfway line by Camavinga, sliding in his Conceição. 50-50 ball there to be won against Hernandez, who's gone down, but play continues here. Portugal have got Minover on the right-hand side. Oh, Conceição bundled over by Saliba near the corner of the penalty area. That's a yellow card for the French defender, and a Portuguese free kick right on the corner of the 18-yard box in the 84th minute, 0-0.
I mean, Saliba, he gets caught the wrong side of Conceição and he's in. I mean, it's a great pass from Bernardo Silva. Right way, and Conceição's about to get there, and Saliba just puts his arm across his face and says, you shall not pass.
Hernandez and Conceição down. Hernandez sitting up in front of the French dugout. Conceição lying on his back inside the penalty area.
I mean, I'm looking at Ronaldo in this situation. I mean, this is a cross. There's no possible way a right footer should be able to shoot.
Left-footed in swinging, hasn't it?
Yeah. Or even a right footer, like almost like an outswinger. There's no one on the planet from that position, the side of the 18-yard box, should someone be having a shot from there.
So you don't think he's come across to dink it in, basically?
There's no way on the planet he's doing that. No chance.
It's such a tight angle. It's going to have to be one of the best free kicks we'll ever see if he's going to shoot Ronaldo. Conceição and Hernandez are on their feet. Hernandez can come back on straight away because Conceição is the player who went to ground, and that led to the free kick. And Michael Oliver is saying you can't come back on. The rule that seems so ridiculous when he was the player fouled in particular. That is madness, that rule, I always think. He's been fouled.
Yeah, I think he's just let him back on now. I think he's just come back on, which is good.
Thuram's going to come on for France short. 5 minutes to go, 0-0. Ronaldo striding back like he's shaping to strike this. But Pepe, Leao, Polina, Ruben Dias and Conceição are all in there as decoys. Three-man French wall. This free kick's on the corner of the area. Ronaldo is going to stride forward and strike it into the wall. Selfish? Well, I think so. Wide on the far side, the left is Bernardo Silva for Portugal. Back in field to Vitinha. Long-range dipping effort. Wide of goal. VAR deflection. Corner. Was it selfish in your view, Darren Bedman?
There was no thinking about it. It was selfish. I mean, there's no way he was going to beat a goalkeeper of Mike Maignan quality from there. That was begging for an in-swinger, either a left footer or an out-swinger from a right foot. And the fact it's an opportunity missed again. Pepe's up, Ruben Dias is up. You've got to put the ball in the box and let them go and attack it.
French straight swap. Marcus Thuram for Randall Kolo Muani. So that's a change up front for the French. Time running out here in the 86th minute on Talksport. Corner to Portugal with the score 0-0 in the quarter-final. We're heading for extra time unless something changes. Good spell for the Portuguese this. Vitinha will take the corner. This time it'll be right-footed and out-swinging. Vitinha into the near post, away by N'Golo Kanté. Didn't beat the first man, that delivery again.
We've seen too much of that today. I mean, they're getting free kicks, they're getting corners, and the quality just hasn't been there. They haven't put it into the box with enough quality, enough care. Hitting the first man, that one there, Vitinha, good opportunity. Ronaldo shooting from a free kick down there. Really poor decision making for me when it comes to set plays today from both teams.
Extra time looms large here as a result. Darren Bed, former England, former Premier League striker here in the commentary box. The ball is with Ruben Dias and a square pass to Polina, who's just dipped in between the two centre halves. Still the relentless noise from both lower tiers of the stadium, the hardcore of Portugal and France. Now it's with Vitinha again. Takes up a position to the left of the centre circle towards the far side. I mean, the French are playing for extra time. Are they playing on the counter? Is that the sum of their intent with all of the talent they've got?
It looks that way at the minute. They're not really opening up a little bit to try and cause problems.
Whip crossfield ball by Conceição, only half away, drops it in Mendes, corner of the penalty area. Wide left is Leao. Leao tries to steer it across, first time right-footed. It was a poor delivery. The loose ball has dropped to Mbappe. Well, now the French can counter. N'Golo Kanté busting a gut to charge over the halfway line. He's threaded it wide left to Dembele. Hernandez is on the overlap. In the middle is Thuram. It's cut back to Kanté. He's 25 yards down. He shoots low. Well gathered by Costa. It was straight at the goalkeeper, but did come through a couple of legs. Costa goes down to make the save. 0-0, 2.5 minutes of normal time to play.
Comfortable save there from Costa, but I think in that situation I'd like to see Dembele go at the fullback. He had momentum, he was running full pelt at the fullback, Nelson Semedo. Go past him, try and get across him, or go yourself. Give it to Kanté. I mean, he's not renowned for his goal scoring. We know how good he is out of possession, but in possession, from 25 yards out or 20 yards out, he was never going to beat Diego Costa from there. So again, it's decision making in the final third.
Here's Nelson Semedo at the other end. He's got Conceição on the overlap, right wing cross, headed away by Saliba. No chance that was going to beat Saliba and reach Ronaldo, who was being well marshalled by Upamecano anyway. Kanté has nearly conceded possession here to Vitinha. Vitinha goes down, Kanté gets away with it. Play continues, France from right to left. Vitinha's lying on his back as France come forward at the other end with the pace of Dembele, and he's threaded it through towards Thuram. Heavy touch Thuram, and Pepe's there to hammer it clear. Vitinha on his feet again, and Ronaldo is coming back from an offside position, I think, on the halfway line. So France have got a free kick as we go into the last 90 seconds of normal time on Talksport. Spain 2, Germany 1 earlier, and here Portugal 0, France nil in the quarter-final. Kanté has bridged the gap. He's on the edge of the D. He's curled it low, and he's gathered it. Again has Costa. Again, Kanté wriggled through into a good position, but again the shot was a tame and a poor one.
Yeah, he's hit the target again, but I mean, Kanté in that situation there, I don't blame him for having a shot, because he's picked up the ball in the half turn in a really good area. He's drove to the edge of the D, and there's just no movement for him. Mbappe's on the left, and Dembele's on the right. No one's making that running behind. Why not have a shot? Why not?
Amid the Wolves connections, a former Wolves man on this Portugal squad, Ruben Neves, is going to come on as a substitute in just a moment for his fourth appearance of the tournament. Won cap number 50 in the round of 16, and this is surely heading now to extra time, barring a very dramatic late intervention. Halfway line is Nuno Mendes. Seems to be more intent from Portugal to go on and win the game in normal time here. The French are content to let Portugal come at them and let them have possession, it feels like to me. Polina crossfield ball, chested down by Semedo in front of the French dugout. He thought about stepping infield, he's knocked it wide to the run of Conceição on his outside. Conceição walking pace, tees up Semedo on the underlap, crosses right-footed, headed away, dropped to Bernardo Silva, left-footed shot. Brave block by Saliba and headed away by Camavinga. It'll drop down now to Mendes. The glancing header can't find a teammate. A into stoppage time. 3 added minutes. Thuram in a foot race with Pepe down the far side, the French right. He's got to the ball in front of Pepe, who's backing off. He jinks past Pepe. Dead ball line. Mbappe waiting for the pullback. Thuram goes into the box. Pepe gets back at him, sticks out a leg, and that will be a corner to France. Thuram's done well to win that. 0-0.
That's my point again. Marcus Thuram makes a 70-yard run past Pepe, and Mbappe doesn't get in the box. He almost just hangs the edge of the box. What's he supposed to do there, Thuram? He's going along the byline. He's looking up thinking, please, someone make that run. Let me roll it across, and someone tap it in the empty net. But Mbappe pulling out to the penalty spot, pulling out to the edge of the box. He's not going to score from there. The pass is not on.
Corner to France in stoppage time. Nearly a minute through, 3 added at the end of the game. Dembele will take it in front of the Portugal fans. It's right-footed, it's out-swinging, it's hung up high over the head of Upamecano. Edge of the box, Mbappe curls one right-footed, miles over. The olays and the cheers from the Portugal fans as extra time draws closer. And a change for Portugal here. Polina, after that harsh yellow card, I think that's why he's coming off, to be replaced by Ruben Neves.
Yeah, I get it. I think, as they go into extra time, it looks like Paulinho tired. He's put a real shift in, made some really good tackles, but got himself booked. So all it takes is obviously tired limbs, one misplaced tackle, one time, and then you're down to 10 men. So, and Ruben Neves, good player. We've seen him in the Premier League, really comfortable in possession, and not only that as well, carries the goal for it.
Halfway through added time. 3 added at the end of normal time here on Talksport. Portugal 0, France 0. And 15 minutes each way is surely coming your way here in Hamburg. If not penalty kicks, who knows? Ball is with Pepe. 5 yards shy of the halfway line. Pepe looks up. The Portugal fans are making most of the noise. Nuno Mendes in field, first touch for Ruben Neves on the halfway line. He drives a high diagonal pass, a great ball out to the right, and Conceição, who's brought it down. Ronaldo waiting in the middle, it's teed back to Bernardo Silva. Vitinha, Ronaldo and Leao are in the penalty box. Conceição darts in field, edge of the penalty area, tracked by 2 in white. Back it goes to Ruben Neves. Ruben Neves measures the pass square to Semedo. Back to Ruben Neves again. His cross cleared away by Tchouaméni. Now Thuram. Any chance for a break for the French in the vast 30 seconds of stoppage time here. Koundé surges over halfway. To his right is Dembele. One-on-one with Nuno Mendes. Corner of the penalty area. Dembele onto his left foot. Dembele still going. Square. Mbappe. Mbappe places it. Gathered by Costa. Mbappe tried to plant that in the top corner. And Diogo Costa was able to pluck it out of the air. Stays 0-0, and that's surely that for normal time.
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, Mbappe, there was not really a lot of space for him. He couldn't really change the angle a little bit. The touch was stuck under his feet. But again, the introduction of Dembele has just stopped Nuno Mendes running forward a little bit more.
And that is the end of normal time in Hamburg. Portugal 0, France 0 in the quarter-final. They'll need extra time. Big chance Vitinha for Portugal, denied by Maignan. Kolo Muani and Camavinga maybe should have scored for France. 15 minutes each way, on the way. Portugal 0, France 0.
So just like Spain and Germany in Stuttgart earlier, nothing to separate two of the top teams at Euro 2024. The game certainly came to life in that second half. Could have been plenty of goals. Camavinga, Kolo Muani, Bruno Fernandes and Vitinha. But just like the final in Euro 2016, goalless between Portugal and France inside 90 minutes. More drama after this on Talksport.
Euro Game Day Live on Talksport with Carling, the UK's #1 lager. 18 plus, always drink responsibly.
Let's go live to hear about that winning goal.
The crowd's gone absolutely wild here. How on earth do you sum up your emotions right now?
Amazing. A hat-trick is just the best feeling ever.
Is it though? Is kicking a ball into the back of the net really better than food fulfillment from Burger King? That warm, fuzzy feeling of total food satisfaction. Like finishing the last bite of a Gourmet King's Barbecue Steakhouse Angus.
No.
Correct. Burger King. That's food fulfillment.
Strength comes from confidence, both on and off the pitch. And confidence starts with self-care. Upgrade your game with Dove Men Plus Care Advanced 72-hour sweat protection antiperspirant deodorant and Dove Men Plus Care 24-hour nourishing body wash. Perfect for your post-match shower. Now available in new eucalyptus and mint long-lasting fresh fragrance. Let confidence last with Dove Men Plus Care. Proud partners of UEFA Euro 2024 Germany.
I need to get snacks, I need to get drinks, should have done this beforehand. I need to get treats, gotta find a BP, gotta find a BP. Oh, my mates say won't like me, gotta find a... Oh, there it is.
BP is here for all your big game essentials. Plus, BP Me Rewards members can earn points to put towards great saves.
Adam in the car 1, hungry mates 0.
BP, here for all of life's journeys. BP Me Rewards card or app required. For full T's and C's, visit bpmerewards.co.uk.
When Andre sold his car on finance with Motorway, he got more money. Ooh! He then put that extra money into tickets to follow his team around the country.
Come on, lads!
Selling on Motorway was completely stress-free, which is more than I can say about being a supporter of... Yes! Sell your car the more money way, where 84% of sellers sold for more. Motorway. Validated against 2 independent sources. Visit motorway.co.uk/claim.
This tournament, prepare for greatness with William Hill. Get ready for last-minute winners, legendary goals, and... straight red cards. Oh, what was he thinking? Win 50% more on every remaining game this tournament with Bet Builder Extra, online or in the app. Only from William Hill. Available day before match to kick-off. Bet Builders are 3+ selections at 3-1 or more. Pre-match singles, match stake £20. Full T's and C's apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
Get match ready with Club Card prices. Like Pim's number 1 litre, now £10, down from £23. With Tesco Club Card, everyone can feel the to lower prices. Tesco, every little helps. Drinkware 18+, majority of larger stores, ends 15th of July. Club Card or app required.
I tell you what, Jeff, it's been some journey, but here they are, just moments away from the whistle.
Absolutely, there's been twists, there's been turns, not to mention that parking of the bus. But as the clock runs down, I think they're going to make it.
It goes to show that you can really handle the pressure when your tyres are performing.
I'm home. Has the game started yet?
Top performance.
Driving home for the match? Keep your tyres in peak condition. Book today at quickfit.com or your local centre. Quickfit. Drive away happy every time.
Euro Game Day Live. Delivered by Talksport with Burger King. Get your classic Game Day flame grilled Whopper made fresh and delivered to your door. Order your Burger King delivery now.
So 5 shots in the first half, 20 in the second. France and Portugal both pushed for a winner. It never came, and so extra time comes up in a second, tense quarter-final of the day at Euro 2024, live on TalkSport. The players are ready to go, and so are we. Former England striker Darren Bent alongside TalkSport's Joe Shannon.
So here we go. We've been here with Portugal before in the round of 16, and for the 4th time at the tournament, a knockout stage game goes to extra time. As Hugh was saying, Spain 2, Germany 1 in extra time earlier today. This for the right to face Spain in the last 4. France get extra time off and underway, and they've made a substitution. Youssouf Fofana, who was a regular at the last World Cup, onto the field in place of Camavinga in midfield. France, the white shirts, blue shorts and white socks. Portugal in red and green. France playing from left to right towards the end that houses their fans to start extra time. Portugal right to left towards the end that houses the bulk of the Portuguese supporters. I remind you of the 2 teams. Portugal with Costa in goal. Now Semedo, Diaz, Pepe and Mendes. Ruben Neves and Vitinha. Bernardo Silva, Conceição and Leao in support of Ronaldo. Ronaldo and Mbappe have disappointed again tonight. Maignan is the France goalkeeper. Koundé, Upamecano, Saliba and Hernandez, with Tchouaméni, Conte and Fofana now onto the field in midfield. Thuram, Dembele and Mbappe up front for the French. Getting a little colder now here in Hamburg. Floodlights are on and France are on the attack straight away in extra time. Mbappe racing up the left-hand side. 0-0 the score. Locked off by Nelson Semedo. Tried a couple of step-overs, did Mbappe, and Semedo wasn't having any of it, and he'll clatter it away. Going as far as Tchouameni, who dived in and missed his header. Bernardo Silva there to win it back for Portugal. Are we likely to see the game open up any further at all in extra time, Darren Bent?
I can't see it again. Both of the teams opting for this 4-3-3, not changing the shape, just changing personnel. But I expect it to be cagey, but I think someone like a Bernardo Silva in this extra time period is going to be vital. How calm he is on the ball, taking the ball in tight situations, being brave. I think he might be a source. Yes, he hasn't got the legs of maybe someone like a Rafael Leao or Ronaldo, but just in possession, choosing the right options.
And I wonder at what point, we can talk about this maybe in a few minutes' time, what point players start to think about penalty kicks. We're in extra time. 2 minutes into it, 0-0 the score. Portugal on the attack with Bernardo Silva. Corner of the penalty area. Faced up by Conte, goes back to Vitinha. Vitinha wide left to Bernardo Silva again. Darts to his right and finds Nelson Semedo. No, he doesn't. Theo Hernandez is there, shrugs aside Semedo to win it back for France. And Mbappe dropping deep down by his own corner flag to Theo Hernandez, who drills it long downfield. Nobody there in a French white shirt, even inside the Portugal half. Easy for Pepe to sweep up. And Didier Deschamps and Roberto Martinez have had criticism from fans and media at this tournament. France continue, to me, to sit back and invite Portugal on. The ball is on the Portuguese right. Conceição dribbles beyond Hernandez, pulls it back, Ronaldo! Over the top, 7 yards out, slightly stretching behind to try and hook it goalwards. The player of his quality, international football's record goal scorer, should surely do better to wrap his foot around it and get it on target. It might well have been the winner had he done so.
What I will say from that miss from Ronaldo, his movement is incredible. Ronaldo of old, he dips in behind Upamecano. The moment Upamecano checks his shoulder, he darts back in front of him. Upamecano don't know what's going on, but then it's the finish. It's the finish. I think it takes a slight bobble, but someone of his quality should score.
Ronaldo back to goal, can't turn away from Tchouameni, and it's cleared away by Maignan upfield for France. 93 minutes into the game, so 3 minutes into extra time. Portugal 0, France 0 it remains. Dembele trying to shuffle down the right-hand side. He's dribbled the ball along the near side touchline from the halfway line. Fofana's about 10 yards into Portuguese territory. Conte quickly to the left, and Mbappe stops, turns, pivots, and rolls it back to halfway. Mbappe's movement has been sorely lacking at times in the game, and he's raced down to the left to keep the ball from Thuram. Mbappe left it into the penalty area, cross deflects away, only as far as Conte. Now Mbappe again at the French end of the stadium, rolls it all the way back to Tchouameni to dink it in high. Koundé's up there, Diogo Costa, all in black, races forward, takes it high above his head. Portugal have possession back again. Remember, Diogo Costa, if it goes to penalties, saved all 3 against Slovenia in the round of 16. 0-0 in extra time. Great reverse ball, Ronaldo over the top, down the inside left channel. Maignan thought it was going to drop into his penalty area, dipped just outside, and the goalkeeper's clearance, right-footed, hurried, and it's a Portuguese throw, which Ronaldo's going to take just about level with the edge of the 18-yard box.
Collector's item, that miss for Ronaldo.
Oh.
I mean, honestly though, if you're a young kid watching that, his movement, it is incredible, because Upamecano, who we see as one of the best in the world, who certainly plays for one of the biggest clubs in the world in Bayern Munich, he drops to go behind him, and then last minute darts in front. Upamecano has no idea where he is, but then it's the finish from Ronaldo, and you expect more from him because of his career and the amount of goals he scored in that situation. He almost gets his body position all wrong. He's leaning back, and when it comes to him, blasts it over the bar. Poor effort by someone of his standards.
Portuguese bench were ready to celebrate.
I was ready to celebrate.
Darren Bent kicking every ball, as a former striker should do. Here in the commentary box, looking down, a steep drop to the touchline below. There's a bit of Portuguese possession with Semedo, 10 yards from the corner flag, and he wins a throw off Theo Hernandez. The French attack's depleting, they're on the counter-attack most of the time. The Portuguese, the team who, for me, are going for it here. They look the more positive, the team with the greater intent to win the game in extra time. 5.5 minutes into it, 0-0. England-Switzerland tomorrow at 5 on Talksport. Netherlands-Turkey at 8 on Talksport 2 in the other 2 quarter-finals. Dink forward by Vitinha, header away by Hernandez, flick further forward by Conte, and then a glancing blow from Thuram took it into the path of Fofana, who was going to race upfield, but there was a handball in there, and a free kick to Portugal midway into French territory, which Bernardo Silva takes quickly.
Yeah, Fofana, if he'd have got away there, he was 1v1 with Pepe, and we saw before, I think just at the end of that the second half, when he gave him about 20 yards and ran past Pepe, that would have been an intriguing battle.
Portugal here in the red shirts, streaming forward now with Conceição. Right-footed ball is a good one, headed away by Koundé at the near post as we look at it. Now it's with Dembele, who has rolled away from Nuno Mendes, and Dembele now with his quick feet can charge forward over the halfway line at really good pace. He's run 40 yards here, Dembele. Brilliant run beyond Pepe as well. Magnificent. Dembele lays it square. Mbappe in the area. Mbappe onto his right foot. Can he finish? Pepe got back to make the block, and Pepe pumps his fist like he's just scored a goal. Weaving wonderful run from Dembele, and then Mbappe was maybe a little too slow, needed one touch too many.
Why did Dembele shoot? The bit before that was incredible. First of all, the weights on Nuno Mendes. He runs past Pepe like Pepe's in quicksand, and then he's the edge of the box. Why pass to Mbappe there? Shoot! You're on your strong left foot, shoot!
7 minutes into extra time. Thuram, Mbappe, back to Thuram! Missed it from the edge of the box by a long way. Left-footed corner, teed up for him, right on the 18-yard line. And he's planted it 6-7 yards wide at the top corner.
That run, honestly, I know we've seen Thuram there blast over, really poor execution, but that run from Dembele, I mean, he goes past Nuno Mendes, goes past Ruben Neves, then goes past Pepe. The last little bit, I'm thinking, shoot, pull the trigger, what a goal this would be. And again, he takes a safe option, which is to pass to Mbappe. So when Mbappe has the shot, it gets blocked. I mean, Dembele's had a real impact since he's come on. And this is the Dembele I wish I'd see more of. All the attributes in the world, he's quick, can go both ways, both-footed. Just that last little bit there again, the wrong option.
France, Darren, over 80 shots on goal at the tournament, and only 2 own goals and a penalty to show for it. Let's see where their problems lie. Ronaldo, by the way, 23 shots at the tournament on his own. Still not scored at Euro 2024. 8 minutes into extra time. Portugal from right to left, 0-0 against France. There's the noise from the Portuguese fans. The Portugal team are attacking the end that houses them in the first half of extra time here. Both teams know that penalties could be looming. Bernardo Silva out on the far side of the right, sets up Conceição. Neat triangular passing between those two and Semedo, and then the reverse ball infield by Conceição is overhit. Saliba, risky ball back to Maignan. Maignan takes a touch. Ronaldo's chasing the ball down, but he's not quick enough to beat Upamecano, who rolls the ball square to Fofana. Neat touch out to the right to Dembele. Excellent out of defence from the French. And Dembele tried to wriggle beyond Nuno Mendes with the last touch off the France winger. And it's a Portuguese throw in front of the French dugout. Didier Deschamps watches on, arms folded. You wonder whether this will be his last chance to win a European Championship as the French head coach. He's contracted until 2026. So you do think after 12 years, this is probably his last Euros as head coach. 0-0.
He'll probably win the next World Cup and get another 5 years on top of that.
Well, you wouldn't begrudge him, would you?
That still blows my mind, that does. That he's been in charge since 2012.
You don't often see that level of continuity, do you?
No, not in international
management.
Do you know what, Joe? Not even in management, really, do you?
Absolutely, club management, you're right. Not anymore. In fairness to England and Gareth Southgate, he's one of the longest serving. Ronaldo sprinting in between 2 wide shirts, inside left channel, back out wide to Rafael Leao, whose influence has waned a little as the game has gone on. 99 minutes played. We're in extra time. It's 0-0. Pepe on the halfway line. At what point do players start to think of penalties, Darren? Will it be on the minds of some, I wonder?
When you start seeing players going down with cramp, it's one of those where, do I really want to be taking a penalty? I'll take the safe option out and I'll go off with cramp.
I wonder who is thinking that sort of thing. I can think of 1 or 2 players who'll be putting themselves forward for the penalties, should they happen.
I know we'll be taking number 1 for Portugal, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. First name's Cristiano. Here's Pepe on the halfway line for Portugal. Pepe cheering whenever he makes a tackle at the moment, the Portuguese centre-half. It's with Bernardo Silva in the centre circle. Very congested in the middle third. Bernardo Silva was caught by N'Golo Kanté. Michael Oliver initially played the advantage and then elects to pull the play back for the free kick. Bernardo Silva taps it square to Vitinha. Right-hand edge of the area of the centre circle. The air is thick with tension now in Hamburg. It's 0-0, but Portugal are continuing to look the team that are the more adventurous of the two. All left foot on the far side, the right is Conceição, the youngster. Back now to the tall Ruben Dias, and a square pass to the right-hand side where Ruben Neves is waiting again. Bernardo Silva watches the run in field of Conceição, but elects to go backwards instead to Ruben Neves. 4 minutes of the first half of extra time remain.
at some point France, when they win the ball back, I mean, Pepe, he's been incredible today. He's 41 years old. We've seen Thuram run past him like he wasn't there. We've seen Dembele run past him. Every single time that France get the ball, they should just roll it in behind him. And Thuram, don't come to feet, just keep spinning in behind Pepe, because as good as he's been, he must be getting tired. He's 41 years old.
Would you believe it? Still playing at major tournaments, Pepe. Vitinha races up the middle for Portugal. Nudges it square to Conceição. Right hand edge of the penalty area. On the overlap is Semedo. Semedo delivers in towards Ronaldo. Headed away. Back to Ronaldo. Leao! Blocked by Upamecano. Leao swings and misses the second time. Upamecano with a block that maybe prevented a goal for Portugal there. Back it goes to Nuno Mendes. Cleared away by N'Golo Conte. Upamecano got in front of the effort from Leao that seemed destined for the back of the net. We are now 11 and a half minutes into extra time, still 0-0.
Upamecano saved his country there. What defending that was. Gets himself in the line of the ball, and Leao thinks he scored.
And now Conceição, right wing position, again all left foot as he takes on Hernandez, teasing, twisting on Hernandez, and Conte joining the French defensive ranks now. France look a bit leggy. Mbappe certainly looks leggy. It's with Pepe, forward to Ruben Neves, midway inside opposition territory. Conceição miscontrols, Hernandez clears. Mbappe and Ronaldo, the undroppables. You can't take them out of the side at any moment, and of course part of that is because of the great quality that they both possess. We're in the 103rd minute now, 90 seconds and 2.5 minutes or so between now and the end of the first half of extra time. Portuguese roar. Away to the left-hand side, the French fans are subdued. What are France looking to try and get out of this extra time? Are they just playing for penalties?
It's almost like they're just so scared at the minute to come out of shape. They're just trying to keep it compact, keep it together, and making sure that you can't play between them, you can't play between the lines. But as I said, Thuram, it's got to be, if ever they win the ball back, just start to drift to this kind of left-hand side, because you can get him behind Pepe.
And apologies there momentarily for anything you might have heard in that moment. What is a tense evening. The ball is back with Pepe on the halfway line. With Talksport, Portugal 0, France 0. Pepe live for the centre circle. Ruben Diaz. Vitinha back to the goalkeeper. It's with Bernardo Silva, about 5 yards forward of the edge of the penalty area. Now Pepe again apologies for any colourful language you might have heard just a moment or so ago there. Vitinha, midway inside his own half of the field. Chips the ball back to Ruben Diaz. Portugal 0, France 0. So we've got 30 seconds, rather slightly more than that, about 45 seconds of the first half of extra time to go. Pepe, midway inside his own half of the field. Square ball to Vitinha. Vitinha wide to the near side of Nuno Mendes. Infield on the halfway line. He's scampered beyond 2 and wide. Great run by Nuno Mendes. He's putting it wide to the right-hand side. Conceição takes off possession. Conceição, left-footed corner. Trying to bend it in the top corner, but it is looped over the top. And 0-0 it remains. Late in the first half of extra time, Darren Benton. Oh, the longer it goes on, the longer you feel we're destined for penalties today.
It looks that way. I mean, Conceição, I'm not mad at that, to be fair. He's looked up. There's only Ronaldo in there. No one's really making any kind of dynamic movement. Why not try and bend it into that far top corner? It was a good opportunity there for him, but again, it looks like France now. And it's almost like, you know what? They're sitting in this shape just until half-time of extra time.
Walking pace now, and the French seem content for spot kicks. We're 15 minutes away from that as Michael Oliver blows the whistle for half-time and extra time. One chance for Ronaldo in that first period of extra time. Right-footed 7 yards out, couldn't get it on target. Portugal 0, France 0.
It's incredibly tense here on a cold evening in Hamburg to see whether we will get a winner between Portugal and France. Didier Deschamps looks incredibly pensive. Kylian Mbappe walks towards the bench, looking down at the ground, looking dejected, disappointed. Deschamps with his arms crossed and his hand on his chin, not really knowing what to do. And now he consults with Kylian Mbappe and they share a whisper. I wonder what they are concocting, Darren Bent, because They look like they're the team that wants a penalty shootout here. It looks like Portugal are making the running, but remember, France have been knocked out of the last World Cup and the last Euros on penalties. So why aren't they pushing more?
I think almost they're not scared, but it's like they want to stay in their shape, and they believe with the pace that they've got, the likes of Thuram, Mbappe, Dembele, that they'll get an opportunity, I think. I don't think they want to commit too many men forward, but with those three up top, it looks to me like they're saying, we'll stay in our shape, we'll be compact, we won't let Portugal play through us, but when we do get the ball back, let's counter-attack really, really quick, and hopefully one of those three guys up top could create something and score a goal.
It sounds strange for me to say it. He's 39 years old. He played 120 minutes against Slovenia. We know he scored the first penalty in the shootout. How's he doing it? How is he still on the pitch and still performing at this level? Because as you pointed out, an incredible bit of movement created an opportunity for him. They just need to almost give him the ball to prove to everyone why Cristiano Ronaldo deserves to be out there. And
that's the catch-22 that you find yourself in, because you know full well that he's going to be tired. He's 39 years old, Pepe's 41.
Crazy.
As good as they are and how athletic they are, they must be getting tired. As you said there, Ronaldo's played so many minutes in this tournament already, but you just know that if you take him off and they create that chance, I'd still back him over anyone on this football pitch, and that's both sides, to score that opportunity.
We'll get an incredible shot from the spider cam because all of the Portuguese squad are in a big huddle. And Roberto Martinez, I can see him clearly in that shiny head in the middle of it giving out instructions, but the camera overhead sees Ronaldo sitting on the floor in the middle of all of his teammates. It looks like there will be a change for France coming up very, very shortly. I wonder if they're gonna go for this. Will it be Kylian Mbappe that comes off, and what a decision that might be?
Well, do you know what? He's been holding his face for a while now with the face mask, and I'm looking at a picture of him there, and he looks like he's got ice on his nose, and that surprises me. I mean, I can't see them taking him off. If they do, that's a big decision.
He has to be coming off. Kylian Mbappe is sitting on the France bench. He's got an ice pack over his face. He's talking to his teammates, and we see his number 10 go up on the board. Looks like there's going to be a change for Portugal as well for the final 15 minutes of extra time. Still Portugal 0, France 0. It could be tense. It could go right down to penalty. Stick with us on Talksport. Darren Bent and Joe Shannon are your commentary team.
That could be a massive moment in France's tournaments. Kylian Mbappe in a European Championship quarter-final, taken off halfway through extra time. Bradley Barcola, virtually untried and untested at international level, the 21-year-old, but very exciting nonetheless, is his replacement. So Mbappe leaves the field with France and Portugal potentially 15 minutes away from a penalty shootout in the last 8, with Spain awaiting the winners. There'll be a change too for Portugal. João Felix maybe still yet to come of age with all of the great potential that he's got. Remember him on loan at Chelsea a couple of seasons ago as well. He's onto the field now in place of Leao, who, as I say, his influence has waned a little bit as the game has gone on. Second half of extra time underway. Portugal from left to right, red and green. France in white and blue from right to left. 15 minutes from a second penalty shootout of the tournament. The first contested by Portugal, won by Portugal, 3-0 against Slovenia. And I wonder how the goalkeepers are feeling at this moment too, among others. Here come Portugal right away, start of the second half of extra time. Brave sliding challenge by Jules Koundé to whip it away from the legs of the onrushing Nuno Mendes. And that'll be a throw to Portugal, deep inside French territory. Is there going to be one chance, Darren, in these last 15 minutes, I wonder?
Well, you know what, the Mbappe change is surprising because he's their best player, but if the nose is bothering him, you can't. But I watched Bradley Barcola against Poland, and he really impressed me. I thought he was harsh when he didn't start the next game. He's positive, he gets on the ball, he tries to guard people, he tries to make things happen. So I think in some respects, I know he's not Kylian Mbappe, but I do think it's a positive change. It shows sign of intent from Didier Deschamps.
Ball is with Ruben Dias, and he'll roll it back to the goalkeeper, Diogo Costa. Now Pepe, midway inside his own half the field. He steered it forward to João Felix. First couple of touches just shy of halfway. Drinks away from his opposite number in white, Dembele. Now Vitinha. Really impressed by Vitinha and the dynamism that he provides in the middle of midfield. 24 years of age, so you'd think Darren is at least a couple of years away from his peak just yet. Vitinha, it's such an exciting Portugal team for the future.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he gets on the ball, tries to make things happen, really comfortable in possession. The only thing I'd say about him today is that there have been times where he's been a bit too safe. Like Ronaldo's made good runs, Rafael Leao made good runs, and he's looked at it and he's almost made eye contact with Ronaldo, but he's gone, now I take the safe option and just keep the ball. That's the only thing I'd say today that's almost took his performance down a little bit.
Portugal 0, France 0 in the 107th minute. So early on in the second half of extra time, Portuguese fans bouncing behind the goal. Some of them are doing the Poznat right in the middle. This is long from Diogo Costa up to Cristiano Ronaldo. Remember, he missed a penalty in extra time against Slovenia. Scored his penalty in the shootout, Ronaldo, though. Here is the halfway line pass from Ruben Neves, angled wide to the near side, the right, and Conceição. Hernandez is backing off. Conceição dinks in the cross, back post shot, Felix into the side netting, arriving at pace, thundered the header. Some of the Portuguese support thought it was in. It hit the side netting. Get a word from Darren Bent in a moment, but here come France. They've taken the goal kick very quickly, and they're on the counter with Dembele, raining down the far side, the right. He's not skipped beyond the excellent Nuno Mendes. Through to France. Darren, wow.
Big chance there from João Felix, but again, it's decision making. I mean, it's a great ball from Conceição. Just leaves it in that back post area, but as he's coming on, he's not going to score at that near post top corner. Just hit it back across goal and hope that someone is there to tap it in. Ronaldo, I don't think can get there, but I think it's Bernardo Silva that's behind him. If he heads it back across, he heads it in the empty net, but he goes for that near post top corner where Mike Magnion's standing there. Again, decision making's poor.
Former England striker Darren Bent with us on Talksport. The Euro Sports Bar Weekender once we're done here in Hamburg. 03717 223344. No doubt they'll start the build-up. Adam Cattrall and Jermaine Pennant to England against Switzerland tomorrow. 5 o'clock live in Dusseldorf. Can England reach the semi-finals? It's going to be tough to beat the Swiss. We can hope, and we will hope, and we'll be positive, despite the shake of the head from the producer. Here is Hernandez. Oh dear, I'll be in trouble now after the game. Here's Thuram on the halfway line for France. Oh, lovely pirouette from Thuram right in front of the Portugal dugout. There was a foul by Semedo. Might even have been Conceição, and Thuram was sandwiched in between the two of them. I wonder what Deschamps is thinking. France's attacking flair, not been there again. They've only scored the 3 goals in the whole of the tournament so far. 2 own goals and a penalty. And we are now 11 minutes from the end of extra time. Portugal 0, France 0.
And your best player's now sitting on the bench.
Mbappe has been substituted. Now, did we think that was for a slight injury concern? He just can't keep going, Mbappe.
Well, it looked like to me that he was icing his nose. So clearly that mask was giving him problems, but still, like you'd say to him, can you go again? Like, we're going to need you. It's only 15 more minutes. Can you give us that? And clearly he can't, so he's had to come off.
Mbappe missed a penalty at Euro 2020, the round of 16 shootout defeat to Switzerland. Lovely ball over the top. Conceição, wide to Ronaldo. Ronaldo bearing down into the penalty area. Heavy touch across came Hernandez, put him behind. Ronaldo committed the foul. And his rather hellish tournament, personal tournament anyway, goes on. Cristiano Ronaldo just cannot get a sight of goal, or at least when he did, he missed the chance in the first half of extra time.
He can't get a sight of goal. France can't keep the ball at the minute. Every single time one of them get the ball, they give it away. I mean, Portugal to me look like the side that want to go on and win it, whereas France to me at the minute look like
what a turn, Nuno Mendes. He was nearly beyond Koundé and Tchouaméni on the corner of the penalty area. Sorry, Darren, he turned them inside out twice, didn't he there?
Good play.
Mendes.
He's been impressive. He's recovered really well. First couple of times Dembele got hold of him, he thought, oh, here we go. But since then, he's defended really well.
Thuram risky ball back, nearly fell for Ronaldo, and N'Golo Kanté with his seemingly endless energy was there to poke it across to Bradley Barcola. First touch, there was a foul by Conceição on Kanté, but the referee sensibly allows play to continue. Kanté, the evergreen N'Golo Kanté, never stops running. Dembele out on the right-hand side. 0-0, France with a rare attack. Dembele held up on the corner of the penalty area. Thuram is here centre forward. He's playing midway inside the Portuguese half. Now Tchouaméni, wide to Hernandez. I'm sure a lot of the French fans will be really disappointed with the manner of the performance. Not dissimilar in the final third to what we've seen from England. At least England have scored a few in open play. Now it's Tchouaméni, 10 yards into the Portuguese half. A sweeping ball under pressure. high through the air, collected by Dembele, who pirouettes and turns and drives on the right-hand side, looking menacing, darts away from João Felix onto his left foot, edge of the area, Dembele will strike it over the top, always rising, couldn't keep it down. We're now 8.5 minutes away from penalty kicks, and goalless it remains in the quarter-final on Talksport.
His quality with the ball at his feet is always incredible until the last little bit. Cruyff turns there on the touchline, he runs at Nuno Mendes, goes past him, João Felix comes across, he goes past him, and you're thinking, right, just hit the target, you're in the D on the edge of the box, 18 yards out, have a shot, hit the target, and he smashes it over the bar, and that's the last little bit that's let him down since he's come on the pitch.
Well, if it does go to penalties, you'd think Portugal will have real belief after winning a shootout already, 3-0. 3 successful penalties against Slovenia and 3 saves from their goalkeeper, Diogo Costa, and minds have got to be going that way. I'm sure the coaches are definitely thinking about it, Darren.
They're going to have to. I mean, you're right there. Diogo Costa was brilliant in the last shootout, but then Mike Mannion's been brilliant today, saved absolutely everything. So it's about keeping your nerve, holding your nerve, and I guess Portugal will fancy it because they've been in one recently.
Ronaldo with that trademark run from the far side of the field, infield, but as he shaped to maybe go for goal from a heck of a long way out, they eventually go back to Pepe on the halfway line. Pepe, diagonal ball, out to the right, Conceição again, all left foot. Bernardo Silva, João Felix and Ronaldo in the middle. Ruben Neves, back out wide to the near side, the right. France with, again, everybody back behind the ball. Efficiency about France defensively is certainly there again. They've kept 3 clean sheets in the tournament so far. Semedo, right wing position, back to Ruben Neves. Ronaldo putting his arm up into the air, calling for the early ball in, but he's isolated Ronaldo. Less than 7 minutes of extra time remain. Still scoreless. Chipped forward by Ruben Neves. High down the right-hand side. That's going to be overhit towards Nelson Semedo. And it will be a goal kick to France. And really, it was a classic game. The earlier quarter-final, Spain 2, Germany 1 after extra time. This hasn't reached its potential, Darren, even if we'll get the excitement potentially of a penalty shootout.
Yeah, no, we're expecting so much more from these two teams because they've got world-class players on either side, but it's almost like they're played within themselves, and when they've got to an area of the pitch where you go, right, show us your quality, it just hasn't been there today. They've chosen the wrong option, they've shot when they should pass, and when they've got the opportunity to shoot, they don't hit the target.
Barcola weaving his way infield from the left-hand side. What a run by Barcola, angled tight, went for goal, was never going to score. Over the top, left-footed, beyond 3-4 in red and green, and then it wasn't really even a half chance. The angle was so tight, sweeping over the bar on his left foot.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. There, summed it up in a nutshell. It goes between 2 players. You think, right, Barcola, can you show composure? Can you maybe pick someone out with a pass or a cross? Or if you're going to shoot, hit the target. And it's a wild slash with his weaker footwear. He's never going to score from that area. Really poor, again, decision-making in the end.
A weaving run reminded me a bit of that very famous Ryan Giggs goal against Arsenal in an FA Cup semi-final about 25 years ago.
I've tried to forget that.
And Giggs, I bet you do. Sorry, yeah, I shouldn't have brought that up, should I, against Arsenal? But Giggs was actually from a similar angle, but of course his finish was more than unerring. One of the great FA Cup goals. Barcola, who actually I don't think would have been alive when that goal was scored, unable to replicate it. 0-0, 5 minutes of extra time to go. Penalties on the way up. I don't know, do you settle for penalties at some point as a player? Does it look like they have here?
More so from a France perspective, because they're not committing too many men forward. Portugal still look like they want to go on and win it. They're still trying to create chances, trying to throw people at it. But France just look like, all right, let's just keep our shape, keep our composure.
Conte's not kept his composure. He's given it away to Conceição. Right-hand edge of the penalty area, blocked off by Hernandez at the expense of a Portuguese corner. Now in the 116th minute, we had a late extra time winner in the first of the quarter-finals. Might there be one here tonight in Hamburg? It's going to be left to Vitinha to take, so the delivery will be out swinging. Darren Bent is dancing to the rhythm of the Portuguese singing.
The anthems and the atmosphere in here has been honestly incredible. Both loud. The Portuguese fans have been loud, the French fans have been loud.
Ronaldo, Pepe, Ruben Diaz, João Felix hanging around the penalty spot. Ruben Neves is in front of the goalkeeper. It'll be Vitinha to take the corner. late in extra time. The goal could be enough to win it here for either team. Vitinha, right-footed, lofts it in. It's looping Ronaldo, trying to bicycle kick, drops to Bernardo Silva, blocked. Ronaldo's been penalised. Bicycle kick effort, but he caught Upamecano, and we edge ever closer to the spot kicks.
I mean, it was Pepe and Ronaldo. They tried to block. Saliba's picking up Pepe, and Upamecano, I mean, he's brave. He puts his head in there, and Ronaldo drags him down. I mean, it's a foul. I know Ronaldo's arguing, but for me, it's quite clearly a shirt pull.
England against Switzerland at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Build up from Talksport breakfast at 6. And we'll have all the reaction, post-match voting on Talksport as well into the night. Whether England win or draw, will they be in a major tournament semi-final at the European Championship again, England? We'll see. We'll know. By this time tomorrow, we'll certainly know. Here is N'Golo Kanté for France, 0-0. 117 minutes have elapsed now. Dembele, right wing possession, one-on-one with Nuno Mendes. Dembele uses his pace, wins a corner off Nuno Mendes. France maybe have probably been the weaker of the two teams, certainly going forward, but it's all about the results in tournament football. France maybe a header, a shot away from a semi-final of a European Championship. Corner, Dembele floats it in high, Upamecano back post climbs, nods it down, headed away by Cristiano Ronaldo. Fofana tried to hit it on the volley, there was a foul on Ronaldo there. Free kick to Portugal away to the left. And here comes a Portuguese change. Off goes Vitinha. And here comes Mateus Nunes, who we didn't see a lot of at Manchester City last season. This is his second appearance in the tournament. He'd originally actually been left out of the final squad. There'll be a standing ovation for Vitinha.
Yeah, it's played really well. Kept possession, been nice and neat and tidy with the ball at his feet. Must be run out of energy because he's given it a shift, to be fair, defensively, up against Tchouaméni and Camavinga before he went off on Kanté. He's put a real good shift in. He's done well today.
So managers might have a list of penalty takers, but I guess you've got to poll the players themselves to see who feels mentally up to the task and physically, I guess, as well, of taking a penalty in a quarter-final of a major tournament.
That's always the big thing. I mean, you might have, as you said there, the managers might have a list and go, right, I want you to take it. But if you don't feel confident about doing it, you can't step up and do it.
Flick by Ronaldo up the middle, Koundé covering back to goalkeeper Maignan. A minute of extra time to go. Maignan finds Saliba, Portugal 0, France 0. Saliba will slice his clearance left-footed. For once he doesn't look composed. Headed down by Semedo, retrieved by N'Golo Kanté. Kanté now, square pass to the feet of Tchouaméni. France without Mbappe on the field, substituted at half-time of extra time. Dembele infield to Tchouaméni, the number 8 again. Rolls away from Mateus Nunes. Now Upamecano away from Ronaldo with a little square pass to William Saliba. Last 30 seconds of extra time here, and it's going to be with Hernandez to race in between two red shirts. Hernandez racing forward to the edge of the penalty area. Oh, Fofana couldn't pick up on the square pass. Dembele would have been in space otherwise, and it's hoisted long to Cristiano Ronaldo. Far side left wing position, a long way from goal. Halfway line is Nuno Mendes. 15 seconds left. Great skill, Nuno Mendes. He's played it on. Space here. Bernardo Silva into the area to try and win it. Onto his left foot. Lays it square. Nuno Mendes gathered by the goalkeeper. On his right foot, the left back. Chance to win the tie with what would have just about been the last kick of extra time. Play goes on. France counter. Fofana's carried it a long way upfield. He's picked a pass to Thuram. Thuram into the area. Can he get his shot in? Thuram blocked off by Semedo. Goalkeeper pounces on the ball, and Michael Oliver brings an end to extra time, and we'll have penalties in Hamburg. Nothing to separate Portugal and France after 120 minutes, and for the second time at Euro 2024 in the knockout stages, we will have a penalty shootout live on Talksport, and based on the round of 16, the Portuguese will fancy their chances. Full time after extra time, Portugal 0, France 0.
Well, based on the body language there, I'm not sure either side wanted a penalty shootout. Players collapsing to the floor, left, right and centre. Players from both teams looking at each other in the eye and thinking, really? Do we have to? Yes, you do. There has to be a winner on a night like this. They've given absolutely everything. Didier Deschamps, by the way, was trying to bring Olivier Giroud onto the pitch just before the end of extra time. He was unable to, and Giroud walks back to the bench with a face like thunder. He could have been taking a penalty in a few moments' time. In the end, they will have to do it without him. Remember, by the way, Adam Cattrall, Jermaine Pennant with you at the end of this. They'll be talking about plenty, I'm sure. The end of this game, Spain and Germany earlier. Are we looking possibly at likely winners there? Should Luke Shaw be starting for England tomorrow? You can give them a call, 03717 22 33 44. Darren Bent, France have been involved in 3 shootouts in Euros history. They've won 1, they've lost 2. In the last Euros of the round of 16 against Switzerland, as we know, beaten in the World Cup final by Argentina in Qatar on penalties as well. Will those experiences possibly play on some of the players' minds?
Potentially, but you've got to try and put that to one side. You have to, because you can't do anything about what's come before you and what's happened in previous tournaments. All you can do now is focus on what you've got to do, and that's hit the target. That's what I've always said about penalty shootouts. As long as you hit the target, Hugh, there's no excuse. If he goes the right way and he saves it, then you go, fair enough, I'll give it a go. But when you miss the target, that's not good enough. But I just wonder if the France players would have seen Diogo Costa the other night and just thought, clearly he's a penalty specialist. Yeah. You don't save 3 penalties in a row in a penalty shootout if that's not one of your strengths.
Kylian Mbappe, by the way, down there in a France puffer jacket, hands in his pockets like he's about to go home on the metro. He could have been on the pitch right now. He probably should have been on the pitch right now. Scored 2 penalties in a World Cup final. Scored in a shootout as well. He's France's #1 penalty taker. If it's his nose, a broken nose, surely he could have played for 15 more minutes.
Well, that's the thing. Unless it's a serious injury and I feel he just can't continue, then fair play. But I was wondering that maybe with the mask on as well, and it's a broken nose, unless it's giving him that much pain, and by the looks of his face down there, I mean, he's given the team talk now before the penalty shootout. Unless it's something we don't know about, I thought for 15 minutes he could have ground it out and gone, do you know what? I'll just keep going. I'll just keep going to pens. But clearly he can't. But now, as it's in the hands of the gods, as he put it.
In a few moments, we'll be reflecting on the end of the penalty shootout. So very quickly, on the 120 minutes, who do you think deserved to win it?
Do you know? I'd say Portugal slightly just. I mean, the chance at the end to Nuno Mendes simply fell to the wrong person. It's on his weaker foot. He's about 10 yards out. You'd expect him to score, but he doesn't. He hits the target, and then at the other end, Thuram goes through it, and they kind of crowd him out. But it almost to me looked like as the game was progressing, Portugal really wanted to win it, whereas France maybe just were like, okay, we'll play for pens.
Diogo Costa waits towards the centre circle with all of the Portugal players. That is the sound of the Portugal fans going absolutely wild. I think they may be reading from this that Portugal have won the toss. Cristiano Ronaldo down there alongside N'Golo Kanté. Michael Oliver throws the coin to the touchline, and now Kanté and Ronaldo go into the centre circle to join the rest of the outfield players. There will be late drama here in Hamburg, live on Talksport. By Maidon and Costa walk away to the goal at our left. It will be in front of Portugal's fans in the company of Darren Bent and Joe Shannon.
At the Portugal end, just like Monday night against Slovenia. And the 2 goalkeepers embrace, Diogo Costa and Mike Maignan. Maignan wearing the famous number 16, the number 16 worn by Fabien Barthez, the great French goalkeeper of the 98 World Cup and Euro 2000 winning teams. But for Diogo Costa, how much of a psychological boost for the goalkeeper. The first goalkeeper to save 3 penalties in a European Championship shootout, just as he did on Monday in the round of 16 against Slovenia. Will he be the hero for Portugal again? And now the 2 goalkeepers, Maignan in bright yellow, Costa all in black, take the long walk to the Portuguese end away to the left-hand side, and stepping from the crowd of players on the halfway line is a Frenchman, the figure of Ousmane Dembélé. A late substitute Dembélé, who now looks up and faces a sea of red and green. The roar of the whistles and the cheers of the Portuguese fans behind the goal to the left-hand side. All of the coaching staff, all of the subs of both teams have linked arms on the near side touchline. Dembele and France will get the penalty shootout underway. France have lost 5 of their 8 major tournament shootouts. Went out on penalties at Euro 2020. Diogo Costa saved his last 3 spot kicks. Dembele, right-footed, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. And France score the first penalty of the shootout. And there's a high five between Dembele and Maignan, the goalkeeper. Maybe a bit of gloss has gone for Costa as Cristiano Ronaldo steps forward.
Dembele there, really silencing the crowd, the Portuguese fans behind that goal and settling down his teammates. It was confident. He done well in the extra time, and even with the walk up there, he looked confident, chest puffed out. He was never going to miss that. He looked so comfortable.
Ronaldo missed a penalty in extra time in the round of 16, scored his penalty in the shootout. In the shootout, he went to the goalkeeper's right, and Maignan is doing all he can to delay the taking of the spot kick as Ronaldo looks up to the Portuguese fans. It was 0-0 after extra time, all of the weight on Ronaldo's shoulders. He takes a big deep breath, angles his runner, stutters. Ronaldo, slow runner, right foot into the bottom corner, to the goalkeeper's right. Ronaldo scores. Oh, and he's got a swagger, a grin on his face now, Ronaldo. Calm down, everybody, he says. 1-1 in the shootout. Spain awaiting the semis.
What a penalty that is, because he stutters and Mike Maignan in goal doesn't move, and then it becomes mind games. Can you get enough connection on it? Can you get enough power on it? And he does that with one step, and Mike Maignan goes the right way, but he still can't save it. Great penalty from Ronaldo.
So 1-1. Both penalties in the shootout have been scored so far. Youssouf Fofana, a late substitute for France. The Monaco midfielder places the ball down on the spot. Mbappe can only watch on helplessly, having been substituted in extra time. Fofana to give France the lead back in the shootout. Short runner, right-footed, round the middle, and he scores. Goalkeeper dive to his right, overcommitted Diogo Costa. France have scored 2 from 2.
Brave. Down the middle, just rolled it down the middle, waiting for the goalkeeper Diogo Costa just to move slightly, and then he just rolls it down the middle. Executed really, really well. Good composure.
And Portugal know they're in a penalty shootout now, as Bernardo Silva, who scored the winning penalty in the round of 16, the Manchester City man, been in this situation before, looks up to the referee and very carefully places the ball down on the spot. The floodlights on a dark night here now in Hamburg. 50,000 on their feet watching on. Bernardo Silva to bring Portugal level. Another big deep breath. His penalty will be left-footed, hammered into the top corner. Excellent penalty quality so far. And Bernardo Silva punches the air. Pepe steps out of the line of Portuguese players on the halfway line. Portugal still believe 2-2. Perfect so far from both teams in the shootout. Jules Koundé coming up next.
Best penalty so far. I mean, again, Mike Magnan's not got too far away from either of the penalties, but that one there, he goes the right way. But it's the power and the accuracy from Bernardo Silva into that top corner, which takes it away from Mike Maignan. Really good penalty.
Almost deafening whistles for Koundé. A right back, not a regular scorer, brave enough to step up in this moment of all moments. A shootout in a quarter-final. Koundé, the right back, right-footed. Oh, he smashes it beyond Costa. Costa gets right, but Koundé picked out the side netting of the goal. He scores. It's 3-2 to France. France, picture perfect so far.
His walk and the way he put the ball down didn't inspire me with confidence one bit. But again, that penalty there has hit the side netting into the top corner. The goalkeeper, Diogo Costa, has got absolutely no chance of saving that.
Now the cameras, television and photograph are trained on João Felix. Still a young man at 24, still to really make his mark at international level. The French fans watch helplessly at the other end of the stadium. Maignan, he's taking his time, trotting back to his line. Now he raises his arms up into the air. The next thing that João Felix will see will be the giant goalkeeper in yellow, bearing down on him. João Felix from 12 yards out, a stuttered run at right-footed, hits the post! Hits the post! Portugal blinked first in the shootout. João Felix with a slow stuttered run-up. He rolls the ball against the base of the French post, and France maybe feel they've got one foot in the semis. They lead 3-2 after 3 penalties apiece.
Didn't look confident at all, but Mike Magnion's got a lot to do with that. He's in his space. I mean, Michael Oliver's got to say to Mike, get back on your line early. He's in his space. He's slow walk back. João Felix has got the ball in his hand. He's not putting it down like confidently. So when he steps back as well, Mike Magnion's still not in his goal. I mean, at the last second, he goes back onto his line, and then João Felix drags the penalty. But mind games from Mike Magnion, I think, is what's put João Felix off there.
3-2 to France after 3 penalties each, and Barcola with a chance to give them a 4-2 lead. If he does, then Portugal will have to score their next penalty. Another young man, Bradley Barcola, 21, with the biggest kick of his footballing life so far. Hands on hips, right-footed, sends Costa the wrong way. France are nearly there.
That is some penalty, by the way. But you know what he does? Because he has a 2-step run-up, that doesn't give Diogo Costa any chance to read where he's going. He simply puts his foot down and just goes smash to the goalkeeper's right. Really, really good penalty. 21 years old. He's been impressive since he came on. But that there showed big courage, courageous, brave, confidence.
Mbappe leading the cheers on the near side touchline. He can barely watch Kylian Mbappe. Didier Deschamps arms in arms with his coaching staff. It'll be Nuno Mendes to take the spot kick. Portugal have to score their next 2. That's even if they get a chance to score the final one. Nuno Mendes must score to keep them in the penalty shootout. 4-2 down. This is Portugal's 4th penalty. Maignan has taken his time. Maignan now the number 1 in France. This is a massive moment for him. Mendes, left-footed, must score, hits it into the top corner. Oh my goodness, that was close. No margin for error from Nuno Mendes. He walks away like it was the easiest kick in the world.
That is some penalty. I mean, I thought it'd gone over. When he hits the back of the net, it's still rising. It's hit like the roof, the underside, the roof of the net, top corner. I mean, considering he had to score that penalty, that is wow. That's the best penalty we've seen so far this evening.
Here goes Theo Hernandez to win the shootout for France and send them into the semi-finals of Euro 2024. Theo Hernandez, who's often been described as having a wand of a left foot. One kick to take France there. Mbappe's crouching down. He can do nothing about this. Hernandez against Costa. Costa on his line. Big deep breath. Theo Hernandez. One kick to send France into the semi-finals. 5 perfect penalties. Forget Mbappe tonight. This time, Hernandez is their king. He sends Costa the wrong way. Portugal are out. It may be the end of Cristiano Ronaldo at a major tournament internationally too. But for France, it is sheer delight. Allez les Bleus. They will be in the last 4 to play Spain at Euro 2024. They all run to congratulate Maignan and Hernandez, and now they turn from left to right where the French fans are housed, and those celebrations can begin. The French flags, the tricolour, red, white and blue, flying up and down away to the right-hand side, and Portugal have gone from the ecstasy of shootout victory on Monday to the sheer heartbreak of losing out on penalty kicks in the quarter-finals. No Mbappe, no problem in the end for France. They get the job done on penalty kicks. 5 goals to 3, and you have to say all of the French penalties were absolutely magnificent. The Portuguese players look totally dejected. They might feel they were the better team in normal time and extra time, but for Didier Deschamps and France, they are now just 2 games from European glory. Portugal 0, France 0 after extra time. France win it 5-3 on penalties.
And the pass party begins for France in Hamburg. They're away to our right-hand side. They are bouncing up and down in front of their adoring fans who had to watch that shootout from the other end of the stadium. As soon as the French players had run to the goal scorer Theo Hernandez in front of the Portuguese fans, they came to their senses and sprinted down to the other end to make sure it was their supporters who got to soak up this special moment. It is once again a game in which one of the pre-tournament favourites, France, really didn't deliver their best, didn't score a goal through open play, and once again they are too hard to beat, and it is they who progress to the quarter-finals at Euro 2024. Didier Deschamps might need a massage or the physio in a few moments, because Kylian Mbappe's just jumped on his back. Didn't see him coming. That's going to hurt in the morning, believe me. But they are going to celebrate. They are going to celebrate long and hard. And at the other end, it is a completely different kind of emotion, because for these Portuguese fans, and possibly for the European Championship itself, we may be saying goodbye to its greatest ever player. Maybe the last time we see him at a major tournament, or maybe even in a Portugal shirt. And if that is to be the case, then thank you, Cristiano Ronaldo, the only player to play in 6 Euros, more Euros goals than any other player, more assists than any other player. He led his country to their first major title at Euro 2016. And whatever you think of him, love him or loathe him, he has been a titan, undeniably a great, one of, if not the best, between 2004 and 2024. 2 decades we spent on the edge of our seats watching the man from Madeira. 212 caps, 130 goals. He brought a passion, a desire to match his remarkable talent. And if that is it, Cristiano Ronaldo, you will be missed. Darren Bent, your reaction?
Yeah, I mean, some great words there about Ronaldo, about France. Didn't play their best, and if you know what, that's a concern. If I'm other teams like Spain, that's a concern, because France are in a semi-final of a major tournament and they've not got going yet. Didn't think they played well today. Didn't think they played well in the group stages. And it's almost like at the minute they can't seem to put it all together. It's almost flits and little bits here and there. But in terms of putting the whole round performance together, they've not managed to do it. Yet they still find themselves in a semi-final. That's a concern for Portugal. Just didn't do enough. Got themselves in good opportunities today. Didn't take their chances. Probably their best chance, one of their best chances, fell to Cristiano Ronaldo, and he didn't manage to take it. But again, this Portugal side with the players they've got, they'll be back.
We saw Ronaldo in tears in the last tie. Portugal, of course, came through it. There's just been a really poignant moment between him and Pepe. 41 years old, the oldest player in the history of the men's European Championship. Pepe was in tears, inconsolable. Ronaldo not in tears this time around, but instead it's he who provided the support for Pepe, gave him a shoulder literally to cry on just moments ago, and he trudges off the pitch arm in arm with his manager Roberto Martinez. There will be better days for Portugal sooner rather than later, given such high quality young talent in their squad. And for France, they get to fight another day, and it will be very, very difficult for them up against Spain next time out. What do you think about their chances of possibly beating them?
Well, styles makes fights, and Spain would have a lot of the ball, but as we've seen there throughout this tournament, defensively France are rock solid. I mean, they've got that base, the back four, Upamecano and Saliba centre halves. You've got that Tchouaméni, N'Golo Kante, Camavinga sometimes in there, Rabiot, he may come back in. That defensive unit that they've got, they're so hard to break down, as Portugal found out this evening. So Spain need to be careful. You'd expect Spain to win because of how they've progressed in this tournament, the football that they play. But you give these French guys an opportunity, or you give them a leg up, eventually maybe 1-0 might all it may be. In France, only need 1 goal to go on and win that game. So that's going to be a fascinating game, that.
Remember the Euro Sports Bar weekend at Adam Catchell, Jermaine Pennant on the way. It's been an interesting day of football, I think. Very intriguing. You can give us your reaction. And is Ronaldo the greatest ever? Now that you think he may be leaving international football, certainly he'll be leaving the Euros. He's told us that already. Is he the greatest that you have seen? 03717 223344. Let's take a look.